Alrighty. It's so over. Let's see. Let's refresh it just because I'm lazy. No, not lazy. I'm impatient. That's the word I meant. Fuck, it's at full volume. Hi. Okay. What's up, gamers? Dude, we are back. Okay. We are so back after days. Days of absence. Okay. Which is like years in live streamer time. Dude, I really should just be live streaming more often. This next coming week, I gotta get through a lot of topics. But, dude, I just had to today, dude. I just had to. There was this Ponder Sprocket call dropped by Akumu, and like, to be fully blunt, right? I was going to like, talk to Ponder or whatnot. There was two reasons why I didn't. One, she was already confronted by another person and Akumu, and two, I was just gonna wait to see how this was like and see if it's still worth talking to her because I was curious. Oh, whoops. What's up? What's up, Kalu? What's up, Kalu? Thanks for the membership. This shit expensive, dude. It's like $2. Unless which one did you get, bro? This is only the first part apparently. This is awesome. Awesome stuff. See, because I think I've been pretty honest before, right? Like with Ponder, where it's like I think like unironically, I think she does get put on a little bit on a pedestal. And I don't understand why. When it comes to like criticizing Ponder, it's like she's just above it for some reason. And it's not like I'm saying that with her, but I feel like her audience makes so much excuses. In fact, I remember even like arguing with someone in my comment section where they were basically asking me like what was like a better way that they could have dealt with like, the if you remember like the Octo situation or whatever the fuck, I think it was like a kid online where they ended up like encouraging people to get that kid's parents like phone number so they could contact the parents. And it's like, well, how could they have done this better? And it's like, dude, if they really were trying to get the parents contact information, they didn't need to encourage their audience to do that. I think that's ridiculous. I don't know if that's going to be touched on in this call, but like I genuinely think that that's ridiculous because that should never like that there's an obvious flaw with that. I don't even care like I don't know exactly what the kid was even doing. It varies, right? It varies. There was like apparently allegedly like something to do with CP, but like whenever it comes to CP with Archon, that's always super fucking vague. And varied from that to harassment, and not everyone even brought it up. So it was just like context clues that were just missing. But it's like regardless, you shouldn't be encouraging everyone to like get the kids' docs information. Like that's stupid. That's just like rule like 101, dude, okay? Like you don't do that shit. That's fucking idiotic. Also, do you guys like my little space base, dude? It's gonna be awesome. Dude. This is good news. Alright. Uh thanks Tepis for the 2. Subscribe to Ace Space for more cool videos. Thanks. Thanks, buddy. Thanks, buddy. Dude. Shit's been going hectic crazy like lately. Like I don't know if you guys have seen it, but like even like a fucking call from like my general server, like a public call from my server got like handed around because something really like spurgy and stupid happened in it. Which I mean, it's whatever, right? Like it's a public call at the end of the day. I mean, yeah, it's I at one point how I feel with it, right? It's like if there's like random people that have nothing to do with it and they're just there to chill and they want nothing to do with it, right? It's like it probably wouldn't be cool to like plaster them on the internet, but at the same time, it's like I think if you're gonna go into a public VC, you should recognize that it's public, right? So it could be recorded and passed around. So it's I do get that. It was kind of tedious or whatever, but I mean, at the end of the day, it was a stupid argument between Dreamer and Lio again, and like I said, I really could care less about like Dreamer. If like people want to talk about it, feel free. I guess it's a public spectacle, so obviously everyone has the right to criticize it. But it's like that. I think was like one of the last things I was expecting from like my end to like be passed around. But whatever, whatever. But yeah, what also happened with Ponder? Quite a bit, quite a bit. There's like last time, right? We've been kind of oh, thanks Tempest for being a member. Like, damn, you guys, You guys are like, you guys probably got like paid recently. You guys are evil. Okay, but like, what's actually like insane, though, like with Ponder, we've actually specifically talked about her a while ago, because, dude, I went through, unironically, I went through like all of Akumu's like FCK Maxim, right? And there was like 3 major points that was kind of like being talked about. One of them I could actually see a little bit of nuance after like getting some conversations. And the one I'm talking about is like the Fago shit. Because on one hand, I understand the criticism, because it's like, on one hand, right, Fagos was a person that directly came to you in a group chat, right, and told you that they sexually assaulted 2 drunk women and like made them be silent about it. And then obviously there's a little bit more of a build upon it, right? But it's like there was nothing really publicly said about it. But then I think what was crazier, because like I'm pretty sure Fagos also lied about saying that someone committed like suicide, and that scares people, because at the end of the day, right, we make content on people, but that could reasonably scare anybody, because if you're making a video on someone, you're not expecting like a person to commit suicide or a person to die. That there's kind of like a little bit of a disconnect with like online and reality, I would say. So it's like when there's like suicides as like stuff mentioned, right, it reminds you of how real it can get, I would say. And that's not necessarily a sweep. I still would say that Ponder probably should have done more than just nothing. Even like how I said, right? I would have like at least told some people in my close circle or people that know Fagos about this, right? It doesn't have, I don't think like the public, to make it a public spectacle, did not probably have to be held onto her. Like that onus probably didn't have to be held onto her, but if, at least at the very least, she probably could have told other people, from like my understanding. And that, I think that's a fair criticism to give. But, right, I also understand why she reacted the way she did. Not an excuse, just an understanding. And it's like, with the Fagos shit, I can understand that. But then with like the other stuff, right, calling Akumu like a doxer at like 16 and slandering him, right, it's like, what the fuck, right? Like this 16-year-old did nothing that was even close to doxing. I mean, it was massively twisted by like, and yes, I will say Ponder like played a big role in it, but like also Nezzy Monster. They both literally played a part in it, because it's like, you guys saw a 16-year-old ask for the court documents relevant of a situation and try to frame that as Akumu's attempting to dox someone, which is mental. That's fucking mental. Also, thank you, Tempest, for the tale. Take my money. But yeah. Yeah, so, yeah, thank you. Thank you for the donos, dude. These donos are epic, dude. But yeah, no, there was that, and then obviously the thing I mentioned, right? I don't know how you would even begin to justify asking, like, your audience to see if they can get you, like, the kid's parents' phone number. There's just no real justification for that. There's way better routes to go about it if you're really trying to get in contact with their parents. There's way better routes to go about. And something I will talk about, too, I hope Akumu brings it up. During the George Raccoon shit, right, I'm kind of side-eyeing Ponder a little bit. Because 3 years ago, right, Ponder Sprocket watched the video, or at least read the script, right? She knew enough of the situation to go into the comment sections to basically frame the victims of George Raccoon as, like, false accusers, right? And when that comment was, like, publicly called out, right, I guess one thing we can't prove is whether or not, like, Ponder actually saw Akumu's tweet or not. I just think it's pretty coincidental that right when, like, Akumu calls it out on Twitter, it's just magically the comment's gone. The comment got deleted. I think there's an obvious correlation with that. And that kind of comes off to me as you're hiding. Like, you're trying to hide stuff because it looks bad. And that's not good. But y'all think Potter's even going to respond? We'll see. We'll see how, like, this video is. Because Akumu apparently gets a direct confrontation with Ponder Sprocket. But, like, these things, right, were things that were criticisms of her for quite a while, right? I mean, hell, some of the situations date back to 2021. But the only reason why people kept bringing it up over and over again is because, you want to know how many times Ponder's responded to each situation? Exactly. None. She has not said a single thing about it before. She typically just kind of like moves in silence and just doesn't really say much, which I mean, at least own your mistakes, because like when the FCK Maxim dropped, like Akumu's like the video on Akumu got like removed, but like even with the intentions of that is a bit shaky, because I've been told like conflicting things. It's either she took it down because she recognized it could be seen as slander, or she took it down because she uploaded a new video, and what she normally does when she uploads a new video is just take down an old one anyways. Which, if it's the latter, I'm gonna I'm gonna crash out, dude. But, oh god, but like that's just kind of like the thing. When are you covering the Go Motion document? I read through it myself, and it was bad. To be honest, I don't even know much about Go Motion. I'll probably take a look at it after stream, but that's not a planned topic for today. But I'll look into it after stream, see if it's something I can understand and grasp, because I have no context of Go Motion. But fucking hell. Yeah, what's up? I just find the idolization of her from the audience cringe lol. No, for sure. Because the thing, right? The thing is, right? Take any action. It shows a double standard. If I named any of the actions, right, that Ponder did, and simply put it onto someone that people already don't like, everyone would be on that guy's, like, case. Now, let's take Jar, right? If Jar encouraged his audience to get a kid's parents' phone number, like, no matter, like, what the kid did on the internet, if they did that, right, they would be torn alive, all right? They would be torn into, deeply, all right? Everyone would be like, what the fuck is wrong with you? If Jar slandered someone, like a minor, nonetheless, as a doxer for something really stupid, that would follow them forever, and everyone would, like, tear into them forever. And, again, like, if Jar knew about someone, right, that admitted something to them, I don't think they would get the same grace as, like, Ponder does. I'm willing to give some nuance and understanding, but, like, at the end of the day, I know for a fact if Jar, like, if someone came to Jar that, like, they sexually assaulted two women and made them, like, quiet about it, and they were, like, drunk women, right? And Jar said absolutely nothing about that, torn into. Absolutely torn into. That's the whole point. That's literally like one of the point. So, yeah, wait, so Ponder defended George Raccoon? Yes, actually. This was, yeah, actually, yeah, no, that's another thing, too, right? If Jar did that, too, right? If Jar said, like, called, like, victims false accusers, you would never hear the end of it. You would never hear the end of it. Never. Like, that is a thing. That's realistically, like, just the reality of it. Let's see. This stuff's for later. Don't worry about that. But this is the video, right? I have, like, this speed up. Akumu dropped this literally 5 hours ago, and it's maybe quite the curious individual. Maybe I'll play some Terraria while going through just, like, the black screen call of it, but, like, I'm gonna, like, keep switching back and forth. I need context. Who is George Raccoon? Oh, only a person that, like, targeted multiple minors of, like, some that were, like, 5-year age gaps and tried to groom them. Wasn't really good at it, but they tried pretty hard. And that was the person that Doodle Tones defended, which is why we even know about them. But yeah.
For context, after
I mean, he literally did that, yeah. Okay. Yeah. You saw what happened. Oh, dude. Fuchsia coming back. Oh my god. Dude. Before I get into this, dude. I was, like, crashing out when I saw them. Hold on. Let me get the screenshots, okay? Because their community posts were just fucking evil. But, yeah, hold up. Little mini derail of Fuchsia Butters. Because, essentially, right, it's not gonna be like, it's not gonna be like anything, like, crazy right now. It's like 2 community posts like, basically, right? But I'm pretty shocked. Okay? I am pretty shocked. Here comes the hot stepper murderer. I'm the lyrical gangster murderer. Just some cringy post, right? This is after a year of being on hiatus. But then they say, should I rise from the grave or keep napping and smoking weed? Come back to us. Nah, smoking is tight as fuck. We actually hate you, Butters. 542 votes. They might. This person might unironically come back. If for people that are missing context, this person like played a role in like the FCK Maxim as well, and they were pretty disgusting. I mean, one of the main criticisms is like they tried lying about like knowing that like Akumu was like a minor, but like they made like so many sexual insults to them, like suck this shrimp dick or like suck this pube dick or drink this cum chalice or whatnot. Like they said so many things knowing that they're a minor and like make it like many derogatory statements. So they're like, yeah, get back to school, kid, and like it was just constantly after thing after thing. it was mental. It was genuinely mental. But yes, no. Fuchsia Butters most likely could be coming back. And I'm pretty curious to see how that plays out. Because, I don't know. Actually, I don't even know why I pulled up the screenshots, to be honest with you. I could just, I'm curious, right? Fuchsia Butters. Because, yeah, I got, like, this in my recommended. I kept this on tabs on them. Yeah, so, let's see. We hate you. See, dude, most of the people are saying come back to us. Most of them are saying come back to us, okay? So, we might get a Fuchsia Butters return. Yeah. Is the call Akumu had with Ponder was in 2023. We'll see. Yeah. I'm gonna watch it, though. I'm still gonna watch it. It's so over.
We got a hold of the FCK server and slowly began digging into it, scrolling through it and archiving. And a little bit after the Senate call with Nezimonster in 2023, I reached out to Ponder Sprocket for a call. I wanted to at least talk with Ponder before I finished my notes and subsequently my two-part retrospective on her and Nezimonster's two-part collab on me from March of 2020. My first video was not finished and I was still working on my notes. So I wanted to be fair to her and get her perspective on some of the things I had already found. I messaged Ponder on August 3rd of 2023 saying we should talk sometime, and August 4th she asked who I was. Shortly after that, we had our call on August 6th. I didn't want to talk about every single issue or discrepancy with her, Nezi, or the two videos on me, but instead the main claims. Something you'll see me tell Ponder in the call. This was not a confrontational call where I was going to go jumping in, dropping facts to corner her, and being snappy. Remember, I was still digging into the situation and working on my notes in relation to it, so I wanted to ask her questions based on what I'd already pinned down. My main focus was making sure that I had an accurate understanding of their main points and accusations against me, such as the lying by omission claim in the Part 1 with Nezimonster, the constantly repeated attempted doxing accusation, and the constantly repeated accusation that I was deleting my tweets to hide my actions. Basically, this was for insurance, so Ponder couldn't pull the "that's not what I said" or "you misunderstood me" shit after my videos came out. The same thing Nezimonster has tried to do throughout the years. Perhaps that was silly paranoia on my part, but given my experience with her friends, her community, and her comment that would come later about me, saying that I...
So this content creator called Akumu has made a couple of videos calling you a hypocrite. Any opinions on that? I choose not to pay attention to someone who's very clearly looking for it in destructive ways. Yikes.
Was going about this in destructive ways, and her dodging me afterwards, I don't think I was all that far off. I also wanted to see if she knew anything about the FCK or Fruitcake Club, and primarily the things the FCK had done in the public eye. And I do detail a little bit of what happened in the public eye, and some things that happened privately. Additionally, a bit of a heads up, but I had a cold at the time and was very clearly scatterbrained since I was still working on my notes, so there's a lot of ums and breaths from me. I was annoyed listening to myself too. There will also be pop-ups on screen to add context or corrections to any misinformation and outdated claims. Here is our call. Hello.
Hello.
Shalom. How's the day?
Alright. Sorry I'm late. My dog's grooming appointment was later in the day than I thought it was.
No, it is what it is.
I also apologize, I'm a little sick today, so if I need to step away for a minute.
Yeah.
Might be a thing. Alright, so what's up? Oh, I also assume that this is about the videos.
What do you mean, what's up?
To watch them again to refresh my memory, but unfortunately, because of the mix-up times, I did not have enough time to watch because I don't have any fun data.
Yeah, no. Do you have at least a decent memory of like the production of it or about the video itself?
For the most part, yeah, I think so.
Okay. My first question is, like, who reached out to who to make the video?
I want to say Nezi? I'm not sure. It might have been that we both were planning on making one, and it came up in a call, and we were just like, oh, why don't we just do it together?
Okay. The screenshots at like the first
Mutual
15-minute
slander.
mark when it's
Got
talking
it.
about the intro. How were those gathered? Did you guys gather them? What was that?
Which are the screenshots of?
Let me send them real quick.
Sure.
Does he actually send anything? No, I'm not looking for that. Did.
From the intro.
It's so much worse. This person that's giving out her county is such a stand for this other YouTuber, Madame, that he's trying to dox the girl for defending herself against anime. This crossed over from being internet drama into legitimate child endangerment. Feel free to report.
But the latter one of the tweets.
Fucking D'Angelo Wallace. You seem to be really upset. Want to talk or something? I didn't do anything like look like a retard, and quite frankly, that is a very rude term to use. It's very easy to assume you were defending her. Chill. How are you being lied on? If you don't mind asking, I haven't attempted nor said I was going to release her phone number. I simply asked for someone to message me as I have the case number.
With the thread, was that gathered from my Twitter?
Seems really. Let me. I guess so. They must have been.
Well, I'm asking if the screenshots were given to you, or if you or Nezzy had gotten them yourselves.
Oh, I think we got these ourselves.
Okay, was that before my account was suspended?
It would have been. I think so. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Before it was suspended?
I think. It's
Okay.
hard to remember when exactly that happened.
Well, the reason I'm asking is because one of the issues I have with the first 15 minutes is the doxing accusation in and of itself. Because the thread here that you guys used, there's the one, what's the message? Until she confesses I have full intentions. That's a part of this.
Yeah. I haven't attempted this thing, is she said, a 15-year-old girl, and this can actually harm her. If this gets out, or he leaks, that it could be very, very bad. It's literally just artwork, lol. Artwork she made, it's getting really out of hand. Until she confesses I have full intentions. I mean, do you? I'll still be open-minded and see what you have to say, but it's still kind of you that you'd even try to do this to a young girl like this. Heck, I don't like Madame, but if someone tried to do this to her, it would be gross. Okay, what am I doing?
This thread here, the second screenshot I sent. Now, you guys used that as some sort of confirmation that was my intending goal. Now, if you all had got these screenshots yourselves from my Twitter feed before it was suspended, there were several tweets made the same day as this tweet, September 27th, even the 28th, and the 29th, clarifying that I wasn't doxing, providing context as to what information I was looking into and how I even got a hold of it, but it doesn't show up in the video at all.
Did we not? I thought we talked about that the implication was that you said that you weren't doxing, but that Slimmers had reason to believe that was what you were going to do. I thought that was what the argument was there. Was that
No,
Slimmers had
you
reason
all
to be
yourselves pushed the doxing accusation. I can send you a montage of clips of it.
Okay. Yeah, that'd be good. For some
Okay.
reason, I thought, Yeah, I thought
that might have been like a later video with Darkness Stone, because there is some contradictory information between the two. Like in part 2, it's either part 1 or part 2. There's it's part 1. At the end, towards the end of part 1, there's the debate on Nightfish and the individual who came to Madame's comments or whatever. And in part 1, you guys denied it, but then in the Darkness Stone duo, you admit to it, but it's probably just a issue of information at the time.
Yeah, probably.
Okay, let me send you. I'm hoping it'll send over Discord, but
yeah, I don't.
If not, you can also try Mediafire. That's usually what I use.
Let me take a look.
Or Google Drive or whatever.
Probably want to be clear as rep, then talk about FCK before getting into more personal shit. Yeah, no, yeah, that would make sense. So if we have calls released years after all the time. Yeah, no, I think this is pretty interesting. Yeah, I don't think any of the yeah, looking at this being 2023, then yeah, no, the George Not Found shit, not George Not Found, fuck me, George Raccoon shit's not gonna be responded to, lol. But hopefully the other stuff that was mentioned in the video. So we'll see. We'll see.
But Google Drive can be finicky.
will it send? Nope, I have to have Nitro for it to send. So,
Yeah,
I could maybe stream it.
Oh yeah, that could work.
Okay. Let me open it. Now, it's not every single time you guys make it, but it's a good majority of all of the times that the claim is. Yeah, it's a comp.
Okay.
Which one is this one? Is this the...
So, you didn't...
Yeah, this is it. And it's got timestamps too, so if that'll help.
Yes.
Very curious of what she has to say for this.
Okay, here we go.
So, you didn't technically attempt to dox anybody. You were just asking if there was somebody out there who could dox her for you.
And the
Oh, someone
contradiction
messaged me.
will come up a little bit later, but it has to do with him making note that someone out there should be able to answer his question and provide Slimmers' private information to him.
Which is basically him not committing the crime, but asking someone to do it for him. Which doesn't make you innocent, my guy. Also, I'm not surprised these people thought that. You don't ask for someone's personal information on a public fucking forum. That's what we call being suspicious.
Oh yeah, by the way, if anyone has the personal info of that minor who was being harassed by a larger YouTuber, hit me up. Which is hilarious considering his bias against Slimmers is very apparent from him openly harassing her and asking other people to send him her private information.
Okay. So, I'm confused. Were you not asking people to send her?
No, so I was...
How would you
And
not
you
know? if
guys
you made a
mentioned it in
video?
part 2, like very
Okay.
vaguely, but you don't mention it in part 1. But James, in I think it was September 15th, released a video, and I was trying to look into the details of it about the case and stuff.
Yeah.
I put that on that was my original tweet, and then D'Angelo Wallace quote retweeted it.
I mean, okay. Look, even if it's a little suspicious, right? You don't just make that as a public claim. Are you kidding me? Like that's fucking ridiculous. Yeah, yeah, I'm just gonna make an accusation off of a speculation. Like, what? Who does that? That's dumb. That's fucking mental, dude. But like, no, like, yeah, no, that was definitely like mental gymnastics being made. It was more just like a guessing, and it's very clear to me that they didn't even think to reach out to this person to get anything corrected. Which, I mean, that's the thing, right? If you're being like confronted about your own video, I would imagine you'd be able to like confidently hold your stance, considering it's a take that you're making to protect your own credibility, right? Like, I imagine you value your credibility, right? I would imagine that, but I just don't know. They just seem very shaky of whether or not they, hardcore claimed this. It's just kind of insane to me. But yeah. Well, to be fair, Akumu was doing it publicly, which is probably why they felt it okay to make it public. Yeah, but if they have like anything like, any concerns or questions or something like that, you would still ask, right? Like that's just common sense. Because if you don't, you get what just happened here, and you ended up slandering a minor of doxing someone. And like that literally was like the core reason why everyone treated this person maliciously or bad faith, or like, did not like take him seriously at all. You unironically not only like slandered him, but like ruined his credibility for a good bit. Just because you couldn't be fucked to even ask any, like, couldn't be asked basic questions. You couldn't be... It's crazy to me. But yeah. It's moon landing, deny your logic. Yeah? Dude. It's so dumb. It is so dumb. We're only 10 minutes into this, but here we go.
Tagging Slimmers, and then claimed I was going to dox her. That's where all the screenshots of those tweets in the intro came from.
Okay.
And then he ended up deleting it once I clarified I wasn't doxing. But
Okay.
that didn't end up... I mean, you guys accused me of lying by omission and cutting context, but that didn't end up in the video, the D'Angelo Wallace and all of that. And you
I
also...
didn't know that.
Oh, well, I know you knew about James and him releasing the info because you mentioned it in part 2, but it was most important in part 1 as it was being talked about.
You
Okay.
didn't know that? It's your own research. What are you talking about?
Not kind of cutting context.
I need the full context of the video. Okay, so
And if you're leaving things
So,
out, yes, that would be omission.
James was, just for full context, what was James doing that you were asking for?
Okay, so there was the case in regards to the whole sexual assault stuff that was brought up.
Yes.
He put it in his video, and I took to Twitter and said I was looking into it because the information was in the video. This is before I think he went and blurred it afterwards. I think
Okay.
that was 1st of October, rough guess, but maybe sooner. I took to Twitter, asked
Okay.
about it, and then that's when D'Angelo Wallace quote retweeted it, and everything sort of unfolded for the intro. But my thing is, if I was lying by omission and cutting context, and you guys, I mean, you said you were going to provide the context, why not mention James in part 1?
I don't know. I don't know if it's we forgot or we didn't think it was important. I would have to watch part 1 to be able to fully. Sorry.
No, you're fine.
Or didn't
Yeah,
fit in
no,
with your
sorry.
narrative. Like, bro,
I
like,
don't
come
know
on.
there.
Okay.
I would have to watch it in full.
Well, in part 2, and this, well, it's a problem.
See, I'm not like even trying to be a dick, but like you don't just accidentally slander someone for like being like a doxer for like for a 2-parter video. You definitely had to leave things out, right? It's like that's why I'm kind of inclined to feel like there's like a little bit more of a malicious undertone here, because it's like it's insane. It's genuinely insane to me. Yeah, it's like clearly, right, you didn't really care that much if you didn't like think that you were gonna like dig in. Because I think it's kind of rich for you to claim that like there's omission of context, right? But then, you know what? You're leaving things out yourself. That would be quite important, things that would contradict your narrative. So forgive me if I feel like that there's a little bit of a malicious undertone with this. It could be that you're just reckless and don't know how to do this, right? Like you don't know how to make content. But then that would obviously like bring all your other videos into question, because if you were so careless that you accidentally, right, if we're going with accident, if you were so careless that you ended up slandering a 16-year-old of being a doxer, it definitely brings everything that you've done into question with credibility. Because how does that slip through the cracks? How does, like, you know, the important information that I guess you just didn't deem important at the time slip through the cracks of like that just ended up framing like a minor as a doxer? Because remember, this had a lot of repercussions for this kid. Like, unironically, this had a ton of repercussions. But, you know what? I just don't understand how she gets, like, a pass for this. It's insane. It's genuinely insane. He was doing typical stupid teenager stuff when people criticized him. Yeah. Wasn't he hard to talk to, Akuma, back then? Like, he would shut people out a lot, criticize or question him even a little. I know he's not like that now. I'm genuinely just asking. Well, even back then, right? 2 things I'll say to that. 1, he clearly showed, like, going back and forth with, like, even, like, D'Angelo Wallace and other people with their tweets, right? So it's like, if people, like, make a claim to him, even responding publicly, he did that. So it's like, I don't know how much of it is, like, really hard to reach out to, because clearly he responded to everything. And if he was a little immature about it, the dude's 16. Like, at least at the time, he was 16. So it's like, I'm not going to be really shocked about it. But it's like, instead of just, like I don't see, like, Ponder or Nezzy, like, reaching out. No one attempted that, from, like, even from the screenshots. No one attempted that. That's mental. That's, yeah, they could have definitely tried. That's genuinely insane. Like, it just blows my mind. Because, like, this is not, like, a minor detail, right? This fucked his credibility for years. And this is the reason why nobody took the FCK stuff really seriously when it was coming from this guy. And I'm not trying to put that on Ponder and Nezzy specifically because of this, like, dumb, arrogant mistake. But it was the reason why no one took him seriously in this community. Because, oh, well, he's a doxer. Oh, he's a transphobe. And then, like, the actual evidence showed, like, fucking child grooming, dude. Like, it's mental to me. It is genuinely mental. My thing is, right, even if you don't think someone's credible, right, if the screenshots and evidence is really, like, it's hard evidence, right, I think you should have a conversation off the hard evidence rather than, like, you know, the person's political views. I think that that's always been a dumb thing when going through the FCK. Like, they always, like, deflected by saying this guy doesn't respect trans people's pronouns, which I'm not going to tone police it. Personally, I operate differently when it comes to that, but, like, I'm not going to tone police, right? If the guy has evidence for, like, serious claims, I'm going to review the evidence, okay? That's just the bottom line of it. That's insane to think otherwise. Yeah. She was, like, late 20s when it happened. Dude, that makes it even stupider. Fucking me. Bonner's basically queen of the ACC. They're going to take her words and run with it. Dude, I mean, a lot of people were like that in ACC, though. They're like, I know it's cringe of, like, how I'm going to refer to it, but, like, they were referred to as, like, the pillars, all right? Like, anything that these people said, without question, people would just take it face value and run with it. And that's a stupid standard to have, because I think that can go both ways, right? Obviously, if you don't like someone, right, if they have evidence for a claim, you should at least look into that evidence, right? But if you do like someone, right, you should still value the evidence more than their word. That goes both ways, because either you like muddy the waters for cases on both different sides of the spectrum. Either you don't take it seriously for something that is a serious claim because you don't trust the guy saying it, or you run with something that's just borderline slander because you like them. That's stupid. Hey Ace, can we be bees? Of course. Of course. Dude, it is crazy to me. It is insane, genuinely insane to me. But here we are. Here we are. We'll get through more of this call, trust. I'm not trying to like pause Andy. You can tell I really care about it though. Fuck.
Both part 1 and part 2. But I deleted one tweet, which was the main tweet. And then September 28th, I released a tweet explaining why I had deleted it.
Mm-hmm.
And you said that you all had went through my Twitter feed and gathered the screenshots before I was suspended, but none of those tweets ever appeared in the video. The only one that appeared in the video was the one that was cherry-picked from the thread.
I can... Hang on. I'm gonna... Oh, wait, shit. Did I already collect these together? One sec. I'm gonna go through my documents and see if I still have... No, of course, I already fucking... Ugh.
I mean, to be fair, it's been like 3 years, so I get it.
Oh my god, has it? Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, I barely remember what I had for dinner last night. I'm sorry, my memory is not the greatest.
Yikes.
No, it is what it is.
Yeah, the most I could say from guessing is that it may not have been a tweet that I saw. It's either that or maybe I'm wrong about where we got the tweet screenshots. Yeah, I'm not sure. Because it's also, I'm not usually online most days. So whenever there's stuff going on Twitter, there will often be like one day where I'm really involved and I get all the screenshots, and then I'm completely offline for like, I don't know, 3 or 4 days. And then everything that's happening in those 4 days, I miss. And then like if the account's suspended in that time, I'm just
Yeah, okay. Well, I know that in the video you guys gathered screenshots at least from the 26th to this 27th. Now that tweet was the 28th, so that's fine. But there's a bunch of other tweets that were on the 27th that also, I mean, if you guys did get the screenshots yourselves, you would have to ignore them and specifically go into one thread to get the screenshot you did, which with the original screenshot it wasn't, but again, you guys didn't have it. But there was several tweets that, I mean, I think like 12, maybe more, that I had put out that same day because everyone from D'Angelo Wallace's tweet was tweeting at me. So I was having to provide the context multiple times to different people. None of those went in the video, and they were all those were the 26th and the 27th, but just the one from the thread ended up in the video.
So, okay, so one from this thread is simply ask someone message you have case number.
Okay, let's see. It's been 3 years. Yeah, see, the only thing, right? Like, obviously, I can understand, right? If a couple years go by, I can understand a lack of memory on something, right? The only issue is, I don't know, I guess everyone's a little bit different, but personally for me, if something extremely important or critical happened to me, even like if it was a few years ago, I still remember some things very vividly of what happened. Now, that could speak on its own, like whether it's like a fuck up they made. Maybe it depends like on how much they really like put as much thought into it, how much of a fuck up they really thought it was. I don't know. There's a lot of variables that can go into like remembering something or like, you know, forgetting details, right? But I don't know. I know everyone's a little bit different. Let's see. I can't remember right now, but what exactly is the health issue Ponder has that affects her health? I can't remember if she said it or not. I completely forgot the name of it. Yeah, fibromyalgia. Yeah, that's what it was. Yeah, she actually does have something. But it's like, I could understand that. But like, even with controversies I've had, I feel like I've remembered like every single one and like have like vivid details of every single one. But we're all different. Like, I think I've had situations I've been in that was like even from 2 years ago, which if you ask me about it, it's like I could tell you within full detail. Right. But it's like, again, everyone's a little bit different, and I'm not going to put like a blanket statement on memory. Right. It is what it is. But I don't know. It's awful. It's awful. It is annoying to hear, though, right? Lio Convoy's playing Peak. Dude, fuck you. Nah, but no, anyways. And it is annoying to hear, right? It is annoying to hear, but I will give some credence to Ponder here because, like, she does have, like, medical things and, like, reasons to justify it, and it has been a couple years. So I am going to give good grace for the memory thing with her specifically here. The only reason why I was, like, more aggressive on Nezzy, I would say, is because she claimed to not remember something, but then, like, from, like, what was it, a year or something ago, right? But then remembered a vivid detail of how she was victimized, like, 5 years ago. So it's, like, it's very, like, she has selective memory. So it's, like, that's why I went really hard on her. It was very obvious that, like, anytime it made her look bad, it's, oh, I don't really know. But, like, anytime she could, like, victimize herself, even if it was from half a decade ago, it was, yeah, no, I remember this exact detail, how it went down. Yep. It's very selective. Let's see. Oh, thank you for the $5. I personally believe that Doodle got away with so much because of Ponder's favoritism. She was a huge fan of Doodle before she joined commentary. Well, that's just rough. I'm curious how Beckett's call with Ponder went. I don't even know if they had one from my memory. Because it definitely, if they did, it wasn't public. I'm trying to remember. If it probably was a private civil conversation, if I remember correctly. I have no idea how that went, though. I wasn't there. I did not see it. I don't even think it was recorded. I have no idea, and I couldn't tell you. Selective amnesia. Fuck you. Fuck you, Fembro. Fuck you. Fucking hell. But yeah. Anyways. Continuing the call.
In that case, I don't know if it's a matter of these were what we had available, or it was a matter of that made the most sense to argue. Because if you're arguing the same point in all of the other tweets...
Hey, stop having memory issues, little bro. I'm talking about critical things. Obviously, right? It's not going to be, like, weighing on me of how the Beckett call with Ponder's going to go. You could fuck off, okay? Little bro, all right, fuck you. There's obviously a very big difference between casual things and critical things of memory, okay? Critical events and casual events. You're not going to really remember casual events. And, like, honestly, I don't see that as a critical thing of, like, Beckett being like, I'm going to go talk to Ponder. Okay. Gilda had a call with Ponder recently. Yeah, I believe that was Gilda confronted them on, like, the George Raccoon comment I was, like, talking about earlier, where they basically framed the victims as, like, false accusers. No idea how that went. I don't even know if that was recorded. No clue. But I know it took them, like, 2 hours to have that conversation. I have no idea how it went, though. It's evil, dude. It's fucking evil. But yeah. Anyways. I'm gonna stop getting one guide now.
It's that you weren't doxing Slimmers. Wait, so what was the information that James had? Was it like a medical document that was
No, it wasn't like a medical document. It was...
Oh, police report.
It was something like that, yeah. That's
okay.
what, yeah.
It's like a court document.
Yeah, there were aspects of the police report that were blurred out.
Yeah, post,
Okay,
after, yeah.
yes, I vaguely remember this. Okay, so you were asking for the police report, I assume uncensored.
No, I was asking, because I had the case file number from it. I was asking if anyone knew how to actually look up legal cases, because I didn't know at the time. Still hardly know how to do that now anyways, but...
Yeah, I don't know how to do it either.
It's a pain in the ass. But, yeah, so the tweet was asking if anyone knew how to look into it so I could reach out to me. Actually, I think I have the original tweet. I could just send it.
Okay, perfect.
Because, yeah, it ended up... I know that Nezzy was given it 2 days after your all's collab, and the FCK server, she ended up admitting to being wrong, but then neither one of you, especially her, decided to make an announcement declaring that your accusation was false, especially on her end, because I know that she was given the screenshot. I don't know about you.
I have no idea what you're talking about, sorry.
Let me just send it to you first.
You don't know what he did. This is where the claim came from. What do you mean you don't... Dude. This is the guy who you accused or helped accused. It was a team effort.
Yeah, so here is the original tweet, and then someone's quote retweet to it. This is the tweet that appeared in Lucy's video, and it was given to Nezzy. Fuchsia Butters.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yikes.
Okay, so if anyone has better access to records, I have Slimmer's file number and the country for this. File number and country, this sounds like a court issue. If that's the case, I have a hard time believing you have a trustworthy source, as the person is a minor. Minors' court records are generally not available to the public, except under extreme circumstances. So in my follow-up tweet stated the likelihood of finding it was low. Glad you're intelligent. Please next time look into it before immediately responding.
Yeah, so that was the tweet that D'Angelo Wallace quote retweeted. It's not the lower one, but the middle one. And then
if anyone has better access to records?
that was the tweet I had deleted. And
Okay.
but the part 1 and part 2, they don't really stop at just claiming I deleted one tweet. It's like a reoccurring gag with the video where I want to say happens 3 times, maybe 4, in both total. But there's tweets that I didn't delete that you all say that I did delete, and my biggest gripe with it is that in part 2 you all state that, well, when you're accusing me of deleting a tweet, you state that this part of the script was written before his account was suspended, so he had deleted it. Basically, that saying that I had deleted the tweet, not that it was gone because I was suspended. But
Okay.
when I sign in on the account, the tweet is still there. As
That is so weird.
as are the rest of the 3 that
It's just-
you accused of.
Just
You accused me of deleting.
So odd.
Why the hell did they... Huh.
Keep in mind, like, the reason why that's also a little important is because even if it sounds like autistically specific, that's also important because with the whole thing of with like Ponder Sprocket, something that she said is she got on him for deleting stuff because like they were like ever so cheekily saying, "What, you got something to hide?" Yeah, buddy. If you're innocent, why are you trying to hide stuff? Like they were saying stuff like along those lines. So it's like it's kind of funny that they accused Akumu of like deleting things that just wasn't deleted to try to like push that narrative that they're like hiding stuff because he's guilty. It's it's just malicious. I don't know. It's just really fucking insane to me. Fuck me.
Weird. Normally I don't say a tweet's deleted unless I like click on the tweet and it says it's been deleted.
Yeah, that's why I was more leaning into the possibility of it being a lie, because as you accuse me of it, you state that it was like continuing in my efforts to hide stuff.
Right.
But
Yep.
I had only ever deleted one tweet. I did state that I might end up deleting more, but I never got around to it because I can still find tweets prior to the one where I say I might wipe my account.
Okay, yeah, no, I thought you deleted like a lot more tweets than that.
Bro.
Right?
Our research?
Yeah, sorry, I don't know where that came from then. Again, I could go back and watch the video.
I can give you a timestamp for that one. It's
That would be great.
3 minutes in on part 2.
So, and that's the Darkness Stone one?
No, that is the Nezzy one.
Okay.
So
Is that one on... That's on my channel, isn't it?
I think so.
Yeah, okay, so part 2...
It's around 3 minutes in. I know that.
Let's... Okay, so... 3... Okay, start. Okay, yeah, here we go.
Oh, that was satisfying. All those slime kills.
Continuing it, kind of beginning of the video, so I can make a point.
Yeah, it's like, I fully understand that these things happened and affected people, but it would be great benefit for people just to issue apologies where needed and move on. But either way, it feeds the slap farm and I love it. Yeah, I mean, honestly, that's the whole, like, if Ponder just, like, responded to this in the moment, like, when they made the mistake, this would not even be, like, continuously being brought up. That's realistically, like, the thing, right? Like, it's not going to repeatedly get brought up over and over again, right? Alright, how's this call? Is it a something burger? I mean, with, Ponder's response, it's just either they omitted context, but the reason's, like, it's either they didn't realize it was there or didn't, like, find it important, and they are just finding, it seems like they're acting like they're just finding out some stuff happened now. It's like, dead, bro. It's insane to me. It's insane. But as in, like, it provides anything productive so far? I mean, it kind of just shows that a Ponder's not really good at research, in my opinion, if I'm trying to be as good faith as possible. like I wouldn't trust Ponder to like handle it another case like this again, considering how it went. That's kind of how I'm feeling right now. That's the vibe of the call I'm getting right now.
Yeah, that's weird. Is there any way? Can tweets be reported and then?
If
Yeah,
it was
I'm gonna-
reported, it would have been deleted, and then like it,
Oh,
it
but then,
wouldn't
yeah, you
show up
wouldn't
at all
be
for
able to
me.
get- Yeah, that's bizarre then. I don't know if that's like a, because this script I remember was written over a while. Actually, depending on.
Nezzy says in the FCK server and in our call that you guys started in October of 2019.
Yep, that's why it's got these we call it the Halloween avatars.
Yeah.
And it wasn't finished till March. So that I can already tell was something I added later because the voice line is different.
Well, wait, the part where you said that I had deleted it and not that I was suspended?
Yeah, the part where it's like, mind you, hang on.
This was written before his account was
Yeah,
suspended.
the one where it's like, mind you, this was written before his account was suspended. That I can already tell was recorded afterwards, so that must have been an add-on. So I don't know if that's an add-on that I just completely fucked up on because I got my information wires crossed, or I don't know if we had bad info. Like, I don't know what the fuck happened there, if that's the case. Where's it? Okay. Yeah, no, I'm not sure how that... If those tweets are still up, then I'm not sure how we missed them. Or how we thought that they were...
Yeah, you
not
said you
up
edited
anymore.
in post, so did something later like make you think that I had deleted it myself, and then you did the post recording?
Possibly? But I want to say we...
Yeah, let's see. Sorry, they, not she. Yeah, but... dude. It's actually insane. It's actually genuinely insane to me, though. Right? Because I don't even know. It feels like to me, right? It feels like to me it's not an insane assumption, right? To say that someone, not saying specifically Ponder, could be Nezzy, could be someone in the research team, either was malicious or led by bias, right? Because it's like, I don't know how you could come to that conclusion. Like, it feels like a narrative was being pushed. That's how it reads to me. All right? If I'm going to be fully blunt and honest. That's how it reads to me. So, because realistically, how it looks, right, just based on the actions we've seen, information was obfuscated. You took a person asking for a court document publicly on Twitter and framed that as them attempting to dox someone with no proof of intentions. And then you're also framing them as deleting several things, just several tweets and things of where they spoke about it to try to frame them as hiding something because they knew that they fucked up. To me, that stuff doesn't just accidentally happen. There's a narrative here. And I personally feel like there was a narrative being pushed here. Because there's no, I don't know how you would accidentally stumble across those three things that were just bad faith framing. That's insane to me. And obviously there's a lot more, right? There would be there was a lot more mental gymnastics. Even in the thing. They even just said it seems suspicious. So that gave them enough confidence to have a two-parter to just call this kid a doxer. Which is insane. That's insane. They literally admitted to an allegation off of speculation. Looks kind of suspicious, pal. But yeah. Yeah, see, I don't want to just sound like it's a sweep and say maybe Nezzy was the malicious one out of the two and fed Ponder misinformation. But at the same time, it's I wouldn't put that past. But the reason why I don't want to frame it like that is because I feel like I'm alleviating accountability from Ponder. Because Ponder 100% fucked up here. They 100%, it was their platform. They are very clearly admitting to not doing good research. And the claims that they go to is just wild and just very jumping to conclusions. Right? But it's just insane to me. It's insane. But yeah. That's why you ask for context instead of assuming your buddy is telling the truth. even if you believe them. Yeah, no, exactly. It's like, regardless of how this went down, there's 100% things to criticize on Ponder. You could probably have a debate on whether it was a spread of misinformations or lying, because, yeah, that is kind of hard to prove here. Did Ponder Sprocket, like, willingly look at this 16-year-old online, like, rubbing their hands together, being like, yeah, let's slander this guy? I don't know. I genuinely don't know. I don't know Ponder's current pronouns. That's why I kept saying she, her. If that's wrong, I apologize. I'll just refer to they, them from now on. But, dude, it's just insane to me. Yeah. But, yeah. it's fucking mental to me here. Like, whether Ponder was maliciously guided in direction or they were malicious themselves could definitely be up for debate. But the 100% thing, like, confirmed thing here, right, is they fucked up insanely. And that definitely needs to be talked about. And that is a criticism worthy to hold to them. Because, like I said, insane repercussions came from this. Okay? Insane repercussions came to this. Like, came from this. Like, the 16-year-old was, like, deemed a doxer to hundreds of thousands of people, all right? That, you know what that could do to a teenager, dude? On that scale? That is insane. That is insane, okay? But yeah. Yeah. Anyways. B uses they, them. Okay, yeah, I'll just refer to that from now on. I think there could be a possibility they did think that, considering stories. Yeah, but we'll keep it going.
We're already under the impression beforehand, and I added that in post because the account was suspended. Sorry, I'm not sure.
It's 3 years old, I get it. Were you at all aware of any of the other FCK antics?
What's FCK?
What? What? Bro. Okay. Hold on. This took place in 2023. Dude. I don't think Ponder was in it. But, bro, this would have definitely been a public spectacle by now. Well past the Toby drama. It definitely well past the Toby drama. But, dude, what do you mean? What do you mean? Dude. No, yeah, Fem, bro. That they weren't in there. From what I understand. Yeah, I know this was in 2023, but it was 100% a public spectacle being talked about. I'm kind of just surprised that maybe I'll be fair. Maybe they just did not see it. Maybe they just not see it. But fuck me, man. Fuck. Yes, Toby drama was back in 2021. Right? That was one of the biggest public spectacles from the FCK stuff, with, like, aside from the Madame shit. But God. Dude. But yeah, I don't know. I don't know. Well, fuck. Ponder isn't too chronically online, right? Well, that's why I'm trying to give some good grace here. That they genuinely could have potentially not known about it. But I feel like at this point, they would have at least... because, right, Nezzy Monster comes off as the person to complain about everything. All right, and it's not just an assumption, right? I'm going off of this, like, I find it a little unlikely that the FCK would be a concept or a server that's unheard from them, considering all their friends were in here, right? And we're all getting exposed. I feel like a conversation about, like, just them simply ranting about Akumu, trying to leak things from their server would have came up at least once. But, again, that is a little assumptive, so I'm not going to, like, push that hard. That's just my personal opinion. But, yeah. But yeah, no, if we're going to talk about commentators, right, everyone's chronically online. everyone's going to be chronically online or terminally online to an extent, because we care about covering stuff. All right, this is actually something that entertains us or interests us. All right, I could be deemed chronically online because I keep up to date with fucking ACC lore, right? Like that's fuck me. But no, I understand what you mean, right? Wait, with the terminally online point. But yeah, other than an assumption, yeah, there's nothing to say that they're lying here. It's just lol. It's funny. It's funny. But yeah. Anyways, I'll keep it going.
The FCK or Fruitcake Club was the group that Nezzy Monster, Fuchsia Butters, Toasty Vanilla, Toby Majestic, hold on here. Doodles was in, Just a Robot was in, Ben Looney, One Man Show Off or Trent. Nani was in it for a little bit too. Slimmers was in it, which was really weird too, because in the part, I think it's part 1, Nezzy says something like, I know that she says something along the lines of understanding if Slimmers, wouldn't talk to her at first, because, you're larger size, you're more familiar, which doesn't make any sense because you guys started writing the script in, early October, and they invited Slimmers into the FCK server and whatnot in October, and Nezzy was in there, but it's whatever. It's
Hold on.
whatnot in October.
Nope. Nezzy Monster was invited February 6th of 2020. Yeah.
And Nezzy was in there, but it's whatever. It's
Yeah, I don't know about the server. Sorry.
okay.
When you were like listing off the people, I thought you were gonna like list off Mad Libs. and I thought
She
it
was in there
gonna
too.
be- Oh, well,
Yeah.
I thought it was gonna be like that thing because I know there was like a thing with Nezzy and Mad Libs a while back, but I don't fully know the details of it.
Mad Libs made a video like in September, either 28th or 29th of 2020. It was like this big. It was like a hit piece video. It was supposed to be. She stole your talking.
So you guys keep making jokes I'm in the Fruitcake Club, but you see, I don't think you understand the irony, all right? I've already showed this on stream when I was doing research into this, okay? You guys can't own me. You guys cannot mog me, okay? You see, I am. As you can see, look at this cool server culture. We got we got this individual. You see, I gotta honor the rules and the system of how this works. Dude, look at the gamer zone. Oh, dude, Lyo's in here. What the fuck? What the fuck, Lyo? Get out of the FCK. Get the fuck out of here. Hidden heroin. Oh, yep. Amos, dude, look at this Epstein list. Fucking Chuli, dude. No, not Thuman, who's making a video on this. Yen? No! How could they? Dude, like, I that's whatever, dude. So, just don't say that you're gonna pull lyrics. Alright. What the fuck did the OGFCK stand for? It was Fruitcake Club. Fruitcake Club. Yeah. The only one that owns you was Goat Lamont. This is true. Where's Beckett and Chris? Well, they're not in the trenches like us doing research. Okay. So those are the Nezzy files. Yeah. Dude, it's so over. Wait, is Goat in there? The fuck? Hold on. I don't remember inviting them. I could have invited them a while back because I think they were thinking about looking into it. Hold on. Let me take a look. I'm not seeing. No, I see Slimmers. Not seeing anybody else. Nope. Okay? Yeah, you successfully one-guyed me. You got me. Okay. You got me. All right. W troll. Okay. You got me. Okay. Dude. Bro, clear your server list. What the fuck? What do you mean? They're all great places to interact with communities. Dude. Anyways, continuing this.
Talking points. It was like basically a big comp video of just everyone's talking points, and a couple more too. And there was a segment in there that had it was discussing stuff for Nezzy, and basically one of my friends at the time sent a photo or two of them to one of her friends. Her friend felt uncomfortable, and then like either it was like either a month or two later, my friend joined the Discord server, Nezzy's,
Mhm.
and then got banned, and then accused of sexual harassment, and that led into like the whole situation. I messaged Nezzy. I gave her a fuck ton of screenshots, including the main one. She says that she
Very
mixed
curious what
them
she has
up,
to say about
but
what they have
then
to say
later
about
the screenshots, some of them, not all of them, but some of them I sent ended up in Madlibs' video. So, meaning that Nezzy obviously had to have given at
Yeah.
least some of them to Madlibs, and that was denied for a little bit. And then in, I think 2021, yes, 2021 January, Nezzy put out like this twit longer where she accused me of not sending her everything. And then it changed from I didn't send her everything, I only sent her screenshots that were relevant. And then it changed to I only sent her one screenshot. And she changed it up even though she was given a recording of our DMs. And then a couple of times I brought it up after that, and then she denies lying, but the story kept changing every time. Like in 2021, it changed twice on the same day. And then when she spoke about it in 2022, when I brought it up again, story changed again. And then early 2023, before we had our call, the story changed again. And sure, memory problems, but like it's been changing since the event happened.
Right.
And so that was the whole thing there between that and that video. But I was wanting to know if you knew anything about the group or any of the stuff that they had done with the FCK server, because
What other stuff did they do?
oh, okay. Well, one of the screenshots that was commonly used had Slimmers' @ put into it, despite her never being mentioned in the tweet itself.
Mm-hmm.
So there's that. Then there's and well, also the claim that I deleted it, which I didn't delete it, but also her @ was never in it. So possible photoshopping. Nezzy denies it. Lucy denies it. But the evidence points to it being possibly photoshopped.
Wait, so like you can like show the original thing that you sent Nezzy versus like
Yeah, no, I
changed
showed it to
one?
them during the call too. In Senate. You could probably find it in Senate, and you can find it in my 0066 video, the responding to Madlibs. The @ was just put in there, but in the original tweet, it's not. It's nowhere in there.
What the fuck?
Yeah. So there's that. Then there's what else? What else? Oh, for the Madlibs video. So in Slimmers' segment, she claims that I was still aiming to harass Slimmers, and her evidence for this, and if you want I could probably pull it up or give you a screenshot. It's great because her evidence for it is a tweet where I'm tweeting to Slimmers, literally stating, hey, I said some things before, I don't hold any ill will, I like your
Oh, like
art,
you're
I'm retweeting.
apologizing?
Pretty much, yeah, but that was
Ugh.
the evidence for me still going after Slimmers. Hold on, here's the kicker.
Dude.
Because as they're claiming at this point of September of 2020 that I'm still going after Slimmers, and the evidence that she's showing on screen is not adding up to it. Right after that, she mentions my Discord server and that there's a spy in it. But
Hi, Thuman.
she says that she's not going to reveal who the spy is. Would you like to take a guess who it was?
I'm really bad with
It was
names.
Slimmers.
Slimmers.
They
was the
sent
spy.
Slimmers into my Discord server to gather
Like-
screenshots.
Like on her account or on an alt?
It was her on her own, like her main account.
Oh.
Yeah, so they had her go on my server to gather screenshots for the video where they were going to claim that I was still after her to harass her. So if I'm still after to harass her and I'm this big bad individual associated with doxers, why would you send her to me and then withhold her identity from the audience?
Yeah, what the fuck? Like in general, sending someone, even if you think they're a victim of harassment, sending them into the den of wolves.
Yeah. And then saying that I'm still after her, but withholding her identity, because of course the audience would, if she says, oh, this is, Slimmers was a spy, they're going to question, I send her in there.
Yeah,
So
why was Slimmers allowed to just fiddle around in this Discord server for however long?
Poor
This
Slimmers.
is only partially true, as I later learned. While Slimmers was in my Discord server before Madlibs' hit piece came out, Slimmers joined September 18th of 2020, and Madlibs' hit piece came out on September 29th of 2020.
Alright, let's take a look.
Slimmers was not the spy that was sent into my Discord server.
Oh.
Now, Madlibs did have a spy in my Discord, and also had a slideshow commentary member who went by the name of Slumber, acting as a spy elsewhere. But the spy in my server was not Slimmers. All of that is further detailed in the FCK Maxim. Madlibs' claim that I was still trying to harass
Ace says it was. Yeah, Akumu says it wasn't confrontation call. I don't know. That looks pretty confrontational to me. I don't think that part was clickbaity. I will concede on it like not being like much recent stuff for like the George Raccoon shit. I'll concede on that. But no. Asking like why they did the bad action they did is 100% a confrontation. I don't care. You guys are molding. Anyways.
Lemurs is still contradicted by multiple things, though, such as her own evidence in the video. It isn't contradicted by my claim that Lemurs was the spy sent to me, because that wasn't true. Instead, the other thing that contradicts Madlibs' claim is the fact that me and Lemurs were already talking and being cordial by that point. So my point still stands about Madlibs being wrong, but I needed to correct the information I put out when I previously talked about this. I have also tried to inform Ponder of this updated info and tried to tell her that I wanted to correct the misinformation I gave her in one of her premiere chats. But again, we haven't talked since, so I'm hoping she sees this. Yeah, so there's that. Then there's, their talks.
Yeah, no, it's not blood sports, right? Like, they're not yelling at each other. But this is 100% still a confrontation. Like, that's 100%. I did not clickbait that. I win. All right, you guys are molding, and I win. I win every time. All right, don't even challenge me. I win. Okay. Also, if you're liking this, there's like 100 of you here. It would be cool if, like, it'd be kind of cool if some of you liked up and, subscribe to the channel. It really helps out a lot. But yeah. Anyways, let's keep it going.
Of me being over and fucked. I made a couple memes about it recently. 2 memes about their messages. Like ZZ spamming some weird shit in my comment section, and then in the Madlibs video she completely left it out, and also left out the fact she said, what was it she said? Like a weirdo, he came to my Twitter and started replying to me, but she leaves out the fact that she tweeted about me first, and that's why I went to her Twitter, and then she leaves out, her spamming the weird, oh no's, daddy chainsaw in the ass, weird. Hold on, I'll just send it to you. You can take a look at it.
Yeah, if you have the screenshots of her like poking the bear too, that would be.
No, and what's really baffling about it is all of them wanted to, cry wolf when I would fuck with them, but they would do the same shit. In fact, they started it. I wouldn't say they started it, but I made the video and I sort of just let things be. I didn't fuck with any of them after that. Like after my 2 accounts got suspended in like, I think
Twitter accounts.
Yeah, Twitter accounts. My 2 accounts got suspended, and I had made the video. Whatever.
Yeah, you make the video, you say your piece, you're done. That's usually how it should go.
They said no. They said no. I was not done. Because after you and Nezzy's videos dropped, I think it was like 5 days later, Lucy dropped a video.
Fuchsia Butter Shake.
Yeah, and then. While that was happening, ironically, Lucy complained about me, telling my audience, the little audience that I had at the time, to go fuck with Lemurs. But then Lucy, at the end of the video, tells their audience to do the same to me. So it riddled with hypocrisy. That whole group is a mess. But it was. Yeah, let me just send you this real quick.
In fairness, Miss ZZ is. I don't know, she always feels like she's trying to pick a fight.
Miss ZZ's a fucking freak, okay? I don't know, like, I know, like, I've talked about this before, lightly, but, like, even Yen got, like, an interview with this person. If you don't remember who Miss ZZ is, this is, like, the thigh person. Like, it's horrible that I can even give him that nickname. But no, this person, right, would send thigh pics and also receive thigh pics in the FCK, and even, for some reason, thought it'd be funny to send, like, thigh pics to Akumu, who was, like, 16 at the time. And they made like a lot of sexual insults against Akumu and all this shit, right? Their justification for that was they didn't see Akumu as a minor. They actually they dehumanized Akumu, right? They just saw them as like an entity, which sounds mental as fuck. Okay, but yeah, ZZ was asking for pics of minors' thighs, right? Yes. Like unironically, that person's disgusting. Holy fuck me, that person is absolutely abhorrent. And I'm glad that they're not really, like, relevant anymore. Like, or, like, really get much attention in the community. And, dude, their justification for it was just mental. I think one of the other things, right, was for their justification of that event, right, was, it was just the culture of the server. Miss ZZ and Toasty Vanilla unironically used, like, the same excuse of, like, the culture of the server, right, being the reason why they just did the actions that they did. That is mental. That is genuinely mental. But yeah, anyways. Maybe
that's just my interpretation. It really always feels like she's trying to pick a fight.
Well, here's the thing. And that's fair. That's fine. I enjoy, like, back and forth and all that stuff. It's just every time, for example, she had banned a friend of mine. The same one from the...
Yeah, no, exactly. Big Boom Boom. It's like, Akumu just unleashed the alpha in me. And I couldn't hold back. Like, fuck me. But yeah, no, it's mental. It's genuinely mental.
Situation that had happened before
Yeah. Okay.
with Nezzy. And so I asked her why. And her reasoning was, she said that he was friends with me. And I was like, well, that doesn't make sense because you haven't banned me.
Guilt by association. Whoa.
Yes,
Wait,
no, because I was
what?
in her server. No, that's the thing. That's not talked about. But I was in her server and she had no issue. I wasn't spying. I was a slightly active participant.
Yeah, what I'm talking about happened in August of 2020. It's what caused me to get banned. The screenshots of Miss ZZ's Discord server, what were shown in my 0066 response to Madlibs, were gathered after I was banned for asking about her banning person A. I was not spying prior to the ban in 2020.
I mainly was in there to message her, and I wasn't even bugging her. Like our first conversation, which she doesn't mention in Madlibs' video either. The first conversation the two of us had was when her account got hacked, her YouTube account. And I was like, look, it sucks that your account got hacked. I wish the best, and I hope you get it back. And she's like, oh, I'm surprised that you wouldn't be celebrating that. I was like, I don't have any issues with you. It's your friends that keep fucking with me, and then I fuck with them. I don't have any issue with you. And then she hadn't banned me. She had no issue with me being there. Whatever. So then she kicks my friend, and I was wondering why. And then she says she's friends with me. And I'm like, but you haven't banned me yet. So then she starts talking to herself and having a conversation. I don't know what it was about. I think it was about Splatoon. She was like typing out a full conversation, lying to herself about Splatoon. So I started making fun of her for being retarded, and she didn't like that. And then that's my dog.
Akumu
She
has a dog?
then kicked me.
Yikes.
We didn't message after that. Whatever. So then Madlibs' video comes around, and in the video she starts complaining that I started making fun of her for having a conversation with herself. And all that stuff, but she leaves out that she spammed my comments with this stuff here, and then also that we were perfectly fine up until she decided to get involved with whatever her friends were doing again. But for some reason, every time I open this file, it takes me to the wrong one.
It's like whenever I try to screenshot my D&D profile,
And it just gets the wrong part of it.
yeah, for some reason, like it's 3 pages, and you'd be on like the first page, you'd click the screenshot thing.
No, yeah, CC, right? Like, Akumu was actually trying to confront, Miss ZZ in DMs, and then they just kept sending Splatoon gifs and just ignoring Akumu and just try to talk about anything else, just to pretend Akumu's not there. It was really stupid and childish.
But as soon as you do, it scrolls down to the 3rd page. It's like, what the fuck is happening?
Okay, so here's screenshots from the server, and then here's because she screenshotted herself doing it to show it to her friends in the server. This was back in 2020, and then she also sent the copy pasta that she was putting in there. But I made
I was about to say that sounds like that oh shit, what is it? There's a really popular one where it's the ergonomic air support.
Oh no, this one's a bit more degenerate.
Okay.
So
what's this white? Oh.
Yeah. Mind you, this was after she called me a child. So a little odd. I'm not saying anything specific, but it's a little odd to demean me for being a child, and that I'm just a 16-year-old, and then go and do that.
You don't send this to a fucking.
Well, and then there was Lucy's video, which was Lucy's video started off with saying, the verbal abuse that Madame gave Slummers was bad. Okay, that's fine. And then the rest of the video is Lucy calling me a cum chalice, that I have a cum guzzling ego, to suck the what was it, pink pube dick or something like. I have a whole montage of that too. I'll upload it on my video. Mind you, in Lucy, here's the thing. In the video, Lucy refers to me as the most paranoid child on the internet, and then at the end of the video steals your and Nezzy's joke, which Nezzy stole it from ZZ, but whatever, which was telling me to stay in school. Now, whatever, it's kind of funny, whatever. But here's the kicker. When I brought up that Lucy clearly aware of my age when making the video was then taken down, and then in a Twitter thread, which is still up to this day, Lucy says, I was not aware of his age when I made the video. This group has a habitual lying habit.
Yeah.
So that's why I hold such strong views and talk about that group and the events of that stuff. Because what happened was, the whole Madame Slammer shit happened. I got involved, weaseled my way in, made a big oopsie with my timeline, which you guys corrected. Although I will say, you did make a bigger timeline mistake than me in your video.
We are all prone to mistakes.
Yes.
I trust you will point that out to me.
I think it's I have it.
Is it when I try to guess the time?
No, I just remembered it. It's the tweet where I said I said Slummers is dumb. And you imply that it came before a tweet on the 26th, which unless you reorganize how the calendar works.
Was it after that?
Here, let me pull it up. I don't know if this is gonna fuck up my Discord. No, so it was something about it was about a tweet where I had called Slimmers dumb, and it was either on the 24th or 26th. I don't have the specifics right now. It's
Okay.
somewhere in a document though. I'll send it to you later. Or I am working on a video talking about part 1. So if you
Okay.
want to see it, it might be
I
out
get
this
to
month.
some of you. This
I-
call might be boring.
I
but, like,
procrastinate, and
if
then
I'm
also
gonna
my
talk to
computer gives me
Ponder still,
problems. But
I
That's
want to see
fair.
what's already been
That's
asked
mood.
before.
but yeah, it was
going.
either the tweet was on the 26th. Yeah, it was on the 26th. But you
Okay.
state that it came out. I might be getting this backwards here just for the moment. But I think it's the tweet was on the 26th. But you state that it came before the 24th. You imply that it did, which your own screenshot shows that it's the 26th. So like
Okay.
it's whatever. Like I get it. But part 2, I definitely want to say is a better video because you get me on the timeline mistake, and those like 6-7 minutes are golden. But
Yeah, I think that was like when we were writing the script. That was one of those things where it was like, oh,
yeah, doing videos that
that's it.
big is just from having to make the few that I already have and the ones that I'm working on now.
they're a
I get it.
nightmare.
It's a nightmare. It's just it's a hell to script. It's irritating to edit.
Oh yeah.
So I mean, shit happens, but it's just when I bring these things up, like in Senate, I don't think
Yeah,
you refer that
you want
call.
people. I was not there. You want people to be receptive and not like.
Well,
lying
I
down
just
the ground.
casually talk about it and people lose their fucking minds. Like
Why?
just because okay, Leo might have this recorded. It was one of your fans,
Oh, of course.
and you have a particular audience that just seems that to think you can do you can't get anything wrong. There can't be
it's just
misinformation. No, it's not possible. And
it's the parasocial relations. And
Yep,
I keep trying to
yep.
tell these guys like, don't fucking fact check me, guys. I will screw up at some point. Do it.
everybody does. At some
Interesting.
point. It is what it
Yeah.
is. But it's that audience where it's like, and then if I dare mention it, like the
Yeah.
other day I was mentioning the FCK and some issues.
So yeah, I guess even like Ponder acknowledges that they have like an audience like that. Hold on. Yeah, it seems Ponder didn't know about a lot of like this is the degen shit, but the thing is that irks me is that Ponder has now avoided talking about Akumu and even deleted private like their video on him. Like that's such shit, bro. No, yeah, for sure. For sure. The leaked call was yesterday was shit. I'm assuming you're referring to like that dreamer thing. Yeah, no. I never claimed it was entertaining. I never claimed that it was anything like super interesting. But yeah, it still got around. Whatever. I like I said, it's fair game. It's public content, right? Everyone can consume whatever they want if it's publicly. It's whatever. But yeah, no, it's really nothing insane to me. But yeah. Ponder has gotten onto their fans more than her detractors, honestly. Yeah, fair enough. Fair enough. But yeah, let's see. We got like about an hour left of the call. But yeah, let's see.
Issues with part 1, and it was like heresy. It was like no, don't. And then the argument resorted to I don't like you. So-
I feel like that ends up being a lot of it. a
Yeah,
lot
no,
of the time.
it does. It always resorts to that. Or they also brought up so you think you're a good guy? Nope, didn't bring that up once. And that was brought up during the Nezzy call too.
What does that have to do with anything?
It's just the art audience has a ironically, and this is coming from me, so ironically, they have a bit of a black and white view.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
They're very prone to anger. That's why so many of my videos are focused around. Well, nowadays I'm trying to switch into videos that focus around like, hey guys, there are shades of gray.
No, it's a rare thing because either most videos are just like one-sided stories, and so they do very well because they're one-sided stories, but they're juicier that way. They get more attention that way.
Yeah, you've got a hero, you've got a villain, you've got a narrative.
Yeah, exactly.
People like that.
And when it's not so that way, everyone, and I mean everyone, has to be either victim, harasser, or abuser. And I mean everyone, because
Yeah.
I could be being schizo right now, totally. But did Ponder just admit to like making black and white type of video styles? I mean, let me. Fuck. All right, let me think about this before making any hard claims. Yeah, I don't think I don't think that necessarily proves anything. Obviously, in some situations, there's going to be an obvious like bad person, right? Obviously, but it's just interesting. Just I guess at the very least, it's just kind of interesting stuff. Interesting stuff. But yeah.
CK, right? I fuck with them after they make up shit about me, or I don't know, Photoshop evidence, or accuse me of sending doxers, and then flip flopping. You see, 1 minute I did the doxing myself. I tried to do it, and the next minute I sent people, and there's no proof of it, just that I had a conversation with the dude, and it's just a whole inconsistent mess. But many of them took down their videos and then just sort of ran away. And what's really funny is Madlibs announced that she was leaving, dropping the Madlibs art persona right after I announced that I had the FCK server and the entire thing
sucks
archived.
as
So
fuck.
coincidence? I don't know.
I
but,
think not.
um, one of the points that I have
This is awesome.
that I take issue with the art community especially is, you see, truth and accountability are only important when it's beneficial, right?
Yes.
When they don't want to hear it about it, or like the new developments with like the FCK stuff. If I mention it, it's a whole fucking argument. It was all, I think, an hour or 2 hours just for me bringing up issues that I had with the FCK and you and Nezzy. It just, that call, I
just fighting over that.
yeah, no, because like I had to. They demanded evidence, and I was like, okay, fine. So they wanted evidence that Nezzy was given the proof and admitted to being wrong, but did nothing to announce that she was wrong. So then I was like, okay, I sent it before. It's up there. So then we started. We talked about like the Kai shit, and then like one of the things that I had to clear up is because Spoctor got this wrong too in his video. A lot of people, when the whole like Kai Majesty thing happened, it wasn't that I was saying, oh, Kai genuinely likes cub porn. It was that he had previously said I was a freak and had to have liked Lolly too, because me and Sen were both making fun of him at the same time and interacting. So I applied the logic to him, and I was like, okay, well, you're making fun of me with Majesty right now, so does that mean you like cub porn? And I specifically replied to my tweet providing the context as to him having used the logic before,
Dog.
but everyone ignored it. And Spoctor said I backpedal. How is a direct reply giving context as to why I'm saying it? Whatever, but that was brought up, and then people were wondering, well, why does this happen so frequently? And it's like, well, people don't give a shit enough to have the full context. It's that simple.
Yeah, that not to veer too far away, but there's a situation my friends and I are sort of miffed at where a art commentary person said something that was extremely ignorant.
When
and
the fuck
toxic,
did Kai
and
have this allegation,
nobody
bro?
said anything about it.
That's
They just let
awesome.
it go on. We were all just like, "Yep, I guess they think that's totally fine." Okay.
Consistency.
Yeah, right.
No, it's one of those things where oh, and like, okay, here's what I will say though. It's not like the FCK were entirely wrong about everything. They did have pretty good criticisms. It's just they were okay. For example, right, when I was deleting comments, while I didn't delete all of them, I shouldn't have been deleting any of them. And many people made those points. James made that point in December. Now I quit in January of 2020, and then your guys' videos came out, and obviously those were written like in October, so whatever. But then,
Well, in October,
I totally forgot Ponder was sick. I was wondering whether coughing for a second.
and then
Is bro good?
later on, then the videos just kept repeating that I was deleting comments, even though I wasn't. So now, like,
yeah, and past January, that seems
yeah, no.
that's weird.
Well, it's because I mean they stole your talking points straight like for the Mad Libs video, like ripped that shit right out for the bigger video, and then what else? Like, oh, well, it wasn't just Mad Libs that stole them, because Lucy, who made a video 5 days later, also stole talking points from the video. The same ones of, I deleted these tweets, and then here's the kicker. I provided screenshots that I didn't delete these. I specifically, on my Twitter of that time, of 2020 March, I released it. I was like, hey, you're accusing me of deleting these, but
Here they are.
Here they are. And Lucy was like, oh, well, that's not good enough. I need timestamps of now. Yeah, I need timestamps of now. So I was like, okay, you know what, fine. You want timestamps of, like, the date as I'm taking it. I'll give it to you. And yet that has still done... Nope, people ignore it. So it's like it's whatever, but I'm sort of just compiling everything together into one series on the group, because there's a lot of antics and stuff about them. And like, okay, for example, Lucy was in the server, or Fuchsia Butters was in the server like up until like a week or two, maybe three ago. And the reason why is because when I joined the server, which Spurs was the one who let me in. Again, everyone. is so clung on to the whole, me and Slimmers beefing, but we're not at each other's throats. We don't care. Everyone else is the one still holding on to it.
Yeah, I was about to ask, like, are you guys on good terms?
Oh yeah, no, we're
excellent.
fine.
That's good to hear. That's excellent.
So I get into the server, and I first archived it, and there's some chats. I know that there's chats that I don't have access to because my archiver picked up on them, but they don't show up for me.
Oh, okay.
But it's only like one chat. But
like role access type shit.
It was an admin chat.
Okay.
But and the day that Lucy dropped the video, the one where Lucy was like, "Oh, I didn't know his age at the time." Ironically, there's a message between Mimi Diggs and Lucy at this time in the server, and they were saying, "Oh, I forgot that Akumu was a kid," and Lucy replied to it. And this is the day the video uploaded, okay?
Oh my God.
With a whelp, like a shrug emoji. So I replied to that, and I was like, I replied to that just like 2 or 3 weeks ago, and I said, I thought you didn't know my age when you made the video. That's what you claimed in the Twitter thread, and then in the video, you made the same joke as everyone else did about me needing to stay in school. So, something's not adding up here. And then Lucy left the server immediately. And then I tried to reach out for a conversation. And the only reason I'm even still making the video in the series for Lucy is because when Lucy apologized to me, I was lied to. Because Lucy then again said, "Oh, I didn't know your age at the time." No, you did. You did. It's okay. Just admit it. You did.
You can just say, I fucked up and I wasn't thinking and I let my emotions carry me away. It happens. I've done it. I've had to scrap entire scripts because I'm like, this is me too getting too emotional. It's fine.
Can't have that. No. The trick is with the FCK, when they apologize is they'll admit something, but then lie about something else. And I swear to God, like that, it's what happened with Nezzy's first apology. It's what happened with Lucy's Twitter thread. Toby did the same thing at one point. Toasty when I released
Toby. Is this like the same Toby that there was like a big drama on?
Yes.
Oh.
Yes. Which, fun fact, that started in the FCK server. Ben Looney and Trent were in there, and yes, yeah, this group,
That's right, because she did a video saying like, Ben the Looney, you're a creeper.
No, she called him a full-on pedophile.
Oh yeah.
Right. Which is here's the thing. So when I made my videos on Lucy, I pointed out that Lucy had a weird liking to underage character porn of like My Hero Academia, Azula. There's a couple other stuff too. Didn't say Lucy was a pedophile. I never once uttered those words.
Well, you just
but then
know.
the FCK accused me, including Nezzy, of calling Lucy a pedophile. Here's the fucking irony.
It's like the second half of this
later,
call just
they then accused Ben the Looney, of being a pedophile. Lucy did the same. Lucy and Toby has drawn pornography of minor characters.
Yeah,
Lucy,
because the what's his face from
Sailor Moon and Todoroki.
That's
And so.
Like Sailor Moon, I can totally understand because that's a cartoon that most of us grew up with from the '90s. So many of us were crushing on Sailor Moon characters.
Todoroki is a bit of a stretch. And then she tried to deny that it wasn't NSFW art, that it was it wasn't kink, but it was bondage. And it had kink tagged in it, and it had BDSM and the bondage tags on it. But no, it was definitely no. And not only that, but she also posted it on a website for kink art. So
I noticed that too.
It wasn't kink art. It wasn't kink art though. She sweared up and down it wasn't. Now here's the best part about all that. So right after they accused me of calling Lucy a pedophile, despite never once doing so, they then go and accuse Ben the Looney of being a pedophile for the same shit.
Yeah, which is clear hypocrisy.
And then Lucy, and then everyone, when Lucy dropped the video on Ben, everyone was pointing out, oh, well, the same pornography that I showed in my video, blurred, that Lucy had a liking to, ended up in the video as Lucy trying to defend it. And so they're like, okay, but you have the same stuff in your video that you're right now trying to say is different, but it's not. So then Lucy took down the video and was like, oh, the pedophiles are coming after me. No, it's just people were pointing out that there's a bit of an inconsistency with it.
Yeah, people are really willing to throw out that word.
Listen, if you want to be a degenerate, just keep it away from commentary. Just keep it away from the audience.
Keep it away from other people.
Yeah, exactly. But some people. Oh, here's a kicker about the FCK server. So, now they had.
I was still digging into the server at this point. Parts here may not be accurate with the current information out here. If this is let me just skip ahead a little bit.
It's not difficult to stay away from people that you don't like.
Actually, here's
filling
and much of that information completely contradicted it.
Still
afternoon 6:14.
Wait, how do we have the same time zone?
Me being retarded, not knowing how time zones work, bro. Lol.
I thought you were. Aren't you Canadian?
Yeah, I'm in Toronto.
Just remembered, but she never once said anything like that. It was in regards to.
So like the rest of this,
stuff, right?
the rest of this is just I guess, filling them in on FCK
that
shit.
shit for a reason. So, and I made a reference to it, and this is what got me kicked from the call. So the dude comes in, and he's...
Yeah, okay, so we're just gonna go into context and what changed, because I know this is, like, meant to be a prequel to, like, what's going to be coming out, because, yeah, with my next videos coming out on Ponder Sprocket, I thought I'd release our call from August of 2023 for the sake of both transparency and to show my view then versus now, defining that it may change. Alright, let's look at the context.
After our call, I told Ponder, thank you for talking to me about it, and that most don't. She apologized for it and for her part in that. We shared memes, and I told Ponder, from my understanding, you only worked on the 2 videos with Nezzy and didn't have any malice with it. That and you weren't involved in the FCK who dragged it on, but I appreciate it. I originally thought you had a larger hand in things, but the fact you spoke it out
Evil.
just seems we both fucked up our details and people ran with it. I later edited this reply in 2025 since I could no longer message her, having been banned from Senate and the 2 of us not having each other added on Discord. Now, since I clearly walked away with a more positive outlook on Ponder's role and involvement after a seemingly relaxed and cordial conversation, you're likely wondering what changed for me, especially if you've seen my 2 videos on Ponder and Nezzy that came out after this at the end of 2023. There's a simple answer. I continued with my deep dive. I spent the next 2 to maybe 3 weeks, I'd say 2 weeks and a few days, after our call, re-listening and rewatching everything in my free time. I first re-listened to our call, and then I rewatched Ponder's collab with Nezzy. I continued on my notes with timestamps and quotes of their claims and accusations along the way. I kept making excuses for any lies, contradictions, or false accusations. I kept telling myself, surely it must be a mistake that Ponder's claiming she saw something that never even happened, that she keeps leaving out information she had that happens to also contradict what she was claiming in the moment. Surely her denying things that she knew was true, or her claiming things that she knew weren't true, were just accidents. Eventually, I reached her collab with Darkness Stone, the part 1 of that video having another outright lie within the first 5 minutes. But I made more excuses so I could keep sweeping this under the rug. The breaking point was her part 3 of the collab with Darkness Stone. I remember it vividly. Paused the video and just let the words sit in my head. Then I scrolled to the top of my text file and began reading all of my notes, going down and down. I'd caught them contradicting each other, Ponder contradicting her collab with Nezzy Monster, and even herself. Points and claims they previously denied when I said them were now being argued by them. I'd caught
Dude, Akumu always talks like it's like an inner monologue, bro. It's like, well, after that call, I have, you see, corroborated the information that I had. You just cross-referencing to see if everything really accounted for. But then I realized something. I let it kind of just linger for the thoughts for a little bit, but then I realized, oh my god, I was lied to. And so then I had to get digging. I had to keep digging. I had to understand why I was lied to. Maybe I was mistaken. Maybe it was a misunderstanding. But then, that's when I saw it. The malicious intent. I don't know, it's like so fucking gay. It's... Well. Dude, that's so stupid. It's evil, bro. It's fucking evil.
Underlying multiple times about my Slimmers video, claiming I said or argued something that I never even did, oftentimes when I argued or said the exact opposite of that. Mind you, she covered my Slimmers video, so she guaranteed knew that. And there's plenty more, which you'll see. After our call, I didn't want to believe she had any malice or was deceitful. I did not go into this wanting to accuse her of lying. That and the egg would be on my face, considering our call and considering what I told her. But I could no longer keep making excuses for her. I couldn't keep the rose-tinted glasses on. This is why my part 1 and part 2 were structured and reworked, which is why it didn't come out September or October or November. My part 1 didn't come out until December of 2023. And you'll see exactly what I mean when I release my videos on her and Darkness Stone's collaboration. You'll see just how much benefit of the doubt.
Ponder and her puns, it was a bit too poorly phrased. Edit the message if someone might screenshot out of context, lol. Just saying it's much easier to remove a tag. Lol, and Ponder and Nezzy Darkness were more than fair, giving Akumu all the benefit of the doubt that they could have managed.
She totally gave me. Well, I no longer buy the notion she had no malice, that she was fair to me, that she simply fucked up some of the details, and that this is solely one big misunderstanding between us. I don't hate Ponder either. I hate her community for its many antics. I admittedly also find them fascinating in the habits and methods they use. I want to know what has made them tick. I want to be able to articulate why I view them the way I do. And I also strongly dislike what Ponder represents to them, the way she previously touted herself, and the way they tout her around, mainly because I see through it. I dislike her role in this, and the things that she did in these videos to paint me the way that she has. My disdain, however, is far more focused on the way they view her and prop her up despite her actions being completely incongruent with it. And with my next videos coming out shortly after this is publicized, you'll see exactly where much of my frustration and where my turning point was. And I'm willing to bet that many of you, as you're watching my coverage of these videos, will be able to pick up on what actually broke the camel's back. For me no longer buying the cope that this is a big misunderstanding and Ponder made a couple of oopsies, that's all she did, she accidentally made these claims and accidentally fucked all this up. And soon enough, you won't have to take my word for it.
You see, I'm kind of curious because, like, right now it is debatable whether or not Ponder is malicious or just an idiot, right? Like that is kind of like the thing right now that people are like could like debate right now. So if Akumu actually has something that could prove malicious intent, right? Then I think that would be very interesting to review regardless. Because if Ponder Sprocket's just lying to everybody, that definitely needs to be called out. But yeah, fuck. Okay. So, next topic, right? We just got through that. Okay. next topic. We've talked about Courtney a little bit before, right? Before I actually get into that. If you guys remember, Courtney was a topic of a little bit ago, actually. A little bit ago. They like were recently like ousted like Cat Slayer or whatnot because of some questionable things that they did. And so over petty arguments as well. Fuck. For those of you that don't know, like I think I've already given like a context, bubble for this before. Just gonna run through it as quick as I can. Courtney Peet was the victim of Lily Orchard, right? And I say that with a bit more confidence because there's literally like a screenshot of like Lily like admitting to like what they did to like Courtney. And yeah, they had like some controversies as of recent, whether it was like, tailoring a response for an alleged victim, saying some like teaching sex ed health to minors, and just crashing out in general over a lot of things. So definitely had a fallout as of recently. Definitely had a fallout. But yes, let's get into it, right? So where are we gonna go? So I kind of like was keeping a little bit of a tab on them, but let's see. We got trying to tell me that I'm just as bad as the person who violated me, and my sleep for years isn't the gotcha you think it is. It just tells the world you are a walking failed abortion. Go finish your mother's half-assed job. Now, so I will say this here, right? Saying Courtney Peet is just as bad or worse than Lily, like if we're gonna take that argument seriously, it's stupid. It's dumb. Lily is obviously severely worse. It's not comparable, okay? Like the two are not even close to comparable. All right, that's insane. An insane fucking comparison to even like make one like. One's a rapist and the other isn't. Okay, just for starters. But yeah, it's genuinely insane to me. But yes, let me look. But yes. I think personally, I feel like some people are just saying this to Courtney to try to get a rise out of them, and it's because they know it's a low blow personally. But like, that's one of the things. Then we got this post right here. Gonna live stream in a few hours. Gonna go over some things that I'm just tired of dealing with, address the criticism and what they actually are. So, what would y'all like to hear from me first? Let me know in the comments. Anything, and also anything else you want to see, or on this or a future stream, let me know as well. Yikes! There's no comments. This is bad news. This is bad news. No comments, right? But then we got. All right, let's get this over with. Right now, I feel like I don't want to like just be leading you blindly into this, right? But, anyways, we're gonna, I took the time out of my day to get all the relevant screenshots for the allegations in the first place. So we got, please tie my shoes, Courtney Peet, right? We got, the important thing is that the one responsible for keeping it not weird, as I'm the one who's responsible for keeping it not weird. I'm more like the local street mom than anything. They ain't my kids, but at least they ain't dead kids either kind of vibe I go for. Very interesting stuff. Very interesting stuff. Then we got, this is the alleged testimony for context of like what happened, like what they alleged with Courtney. This would be the 14-year-old making the allegation. So he goes, hey, so I don't know if you understand the full context of the orgasm talk, but the full context as to what Courtney suggested was something I didn't recognize was inappropriate until very recently. I told them about how I didn't know how to do it right, to which Courtney recommended using a shirt and asked me if I had a mirror to look down there. They told me it was going to talk about it to me as cynical as possible to avoid taking advantage of me, like how others have her exact words. I wish I had the messages out now to prove it. Now, this is purely just a claim, right? This is like, there's no proof for this. Obviously, it's hard. It would be hard to get evidence for this anyways. But like, Fennec, like, kind of like went around like claiming that Courtney convinced the minor and was also deleting messages that looked bad. I don't think we actually even have the logs like with them. It's just like what they've talked about as from their conversations. But yeah, anyways, we got this next one. Yeah, here we go. Fennec, something's going on with blank. I don't really know what to do. Please tie my shoe. She's freaking out because she asked me some sexual health questions, and her mom is using that to make me out to be a pedophile. She thinks her mom's going to go through her iPad and block all her friends. She had to block me for a bit. Dude, what I'm going to say to this, right? So, some sexual health questions. That obviously means more than one. That means you've answered more than one sexual health question. How I'm going to feel about this, right? If I was a parent of a 14-year-old kid, right? And I'm finding out that like some 31-year-old or whatever, right? Some woman in her early 30s is asking questions, answering questions about like sexual health related stuff. And it's like, dude, get the fuck out of here. Like, this is not your place. Okay? I don't care, like, if, like, you see yourself as, like, the neighborhood street mom or whatever, right? It's like, no, this is not your place, right? This is not something you're supposed to do. This happened back in 2024, to be very clear. But still, this is not your place at all to do. This is actually fucking mental. And honestly, I kind of understand why the mom considers you a pedophile. I mean, you're a random internet stranger. I mean, you self-proclaim yourself like it's just an online stranger, right? You are an online stranger going to a 14-year-old answering sexual health-related questions. Why? That's creepy and disgusting. You don't do that. But then we got, her mom is pissed off that her daughter is coming to me for advice that she should be, but just isn't and can't give her. And she's acting like a child about it to be Hones, the mother. Dude, like, are you fucking insane, right? This is not your role. Like, of course, acting like a child about it. Dude, they're the kid's mom. It's not your place to have the conversation. What the fuck is this logic? What do you mean the mother's acting like a child about it because they're mad about you, having these conversations with their kid? Are you insane? Like, that's mental. All right, that is actually mental. Like, fuck me. But then we got, oh yeah, what kind of questions did Blink ask you, if you don't mind? And like, I had communications with the mom. I could just hit her up whenever. Blink has a problem. If I had communication, okay, has a problem, be like, hey, so just so you know. Then Blink, then FedEx says, yeah, that seems extremely beneficial for everyone involved. And then they said, average age for an orgasm. She isn't sure if she's had one and gets made fun of at school by her peers for it. She made some comments that were basically, I don't know what's going on down there, and I'm starting to think I'm a freak. Like we all did. Pretty normal stuff for a kid going through puberty. And yeah, I agree that's a normal reaction for a kid, right? That's the normal reaction for the kid. What's not normal is you answering the questions for them. That's mental. You can't be doing that shit. That's actually fucked. But then we got this, which fuck me. Fuck me. It's also super embarrassing because now he calls me good girl every 2 minutes. Best stories ever. Agreed. Good South Park merchant clothes, which is why I usually go. So this person's complaining about being sexually harassed, right? And this person who sees himself as a street mom goes to this 15-year-old, I believe, and gives the best advice ever. Also, don't be embarrassed. It's called exploration. It's normal at your age. Was it the best choice? Probably not, but I've made worse when I was your age. It's not really a big deal. Frankly, this is a situation where there is no right thing to do. It's sort of a fire with fire situation. When he threatens you, you threaten him back. Tell him you will tell everyone about his boner. This isn't going to be nice, but neither is he. Mock his dick size. Tell him you will tell everyone how small it small it is. Doesn't matter if you've actually seen it or not. Frankly, if he's going to try to use your body to shame you, do the same to him. What fucking mother does that? Are you kidding me? Like, what kind of advice is that? Like, even like things aside, like even if like this was like a mother to their own kid, who the fuck recommends them to like make fun of a kid's dick size? Are you kidding me? No, you go to a fucking school counselor or the principal or teachers about it. Get like, authority figures like, within the school that could do something about it. What the hell is this logic? It's like, oh yeah, they're calling me good girl every 2 minutes. Let's just mock their dick size and say it's small. Like, what? That, dude. Yeah, sexually harass the other child. Like, dude, fuck me. Why? God. Then we got, I get we all have trauma, and I've talked about mine on YouTube, but you don't use a community with minors in it to process your trauma. That's not why my community exists. This will be important in a second. This will be really important in a second. From not mom, by the way. This will be very important in a second. All right. We can't talk about our trauma, right? And their own community. This is not what their community's for. Their community is like, they cannot talk about their trauma. Well, what if I told you, right? What if I told you, okay, that they do this exact thing? Now, this is a situation, I think the minor's either 16 or 17. I believe it was 17, right? But you see, we got, looks like I'm getting kicked out and dumped. Hooray, I love life. Now, to be very clear, Courtney is going through suicidal ideation. What I'm going to be very blunt with here, right? I understand suicidal ideation. You're not going to be in your rational thought process, okay? You're not going to be thinking the most logical thing to do. And to my core understanding, I believe they do regret this. But still, right, what I'm going to be talking about here, right, is this is a very reckless thing to do, regardless. Obviously, not just this. It's a minor that's like trying to like talk them out of it, like, you know, killing themselves. You should never put that weight on a minor. And the way how you could avoid this, right? Maybe not in the moment, but you shouldn't even have this moment because you shouldn't have minors in your server, especially if you're talking about sexual related things. Okay, that is insane. Because now we have like essentially a minor that sees you as like a savior, like just like talking you out of it. And that savior comment will make sense in a moment. But yes, Ace, please don't tell me this is going where I think it's going. I don't know, buddy. I don't know. But yeah, we got, what happened? Do you want to talk about it? No, I don't know what happened, but I don't know how much I'll be on given I can't afford my own place, and homeless shelters don't have the best internet. If I even go to one again, I don't want to live in another homeless shelter. I'd rather go off into the woods and die. Really wish that my now ex hadn't stopped me from fucking offing myself 6 years ago. Then the minor has to talk them down. He's dumping you just like that, even after all of you sacrifice your time, your energy, the emotional support that you've given him and his family, especially during the passing of your mother-in-law. What a scumbag. Now, what I'm going to highlight here, right? Like, it's very clear that this person was kept in close contact with Courtney if they know this much about them. I'm not trying to jump the gun here, right? But this is 100% how they even know about this, right? Would obviously because they've had like close connection before, and that will like be further highlighted while we go through more of this, right? Yeah, well, I sit on my ass and do nothing, huh? Has to carry everything apparently. Yeah, okay. Then we got, because there's like 3 more. We got, you're still alive today. That proves something. It proves that you have a life worth living. No, it doesn't, lol. Proves I can't even kill myself, right? Then we got them saying, and I couldn't do that either, but I'm still here. I'm glad you saved me. All right. This is why they have like such like a high, a good positive perspective on Courtney, because they feel like Courtney saved their life. And it's like, I think Courtney might have helped them through like a dark time, but like, I think that's developed like a savior complex in their head to like, they look at Courtney like a savior. But then we got here, I would have done something even if the gun turned out to be an actual gun. You are the reason why I'm alive, and I'm always going to be grateful. And it's not because you make me feel better, it's because you, as a person, are great. You've done so many great things. You've helped so many people. You've improved your life so much. Then we got, yet every time I improve my life, I just end up homeless again. Fuck me. And you still keep on going nonetheless. You've gotten yourself out of there countless times. You just keep standing back up. You're brave, Courtney. Blank, stop. The reason I keep going is because I don't have the balls to slit my fucking throat. That's it. That's all. I'm too much of a coward to even kill myself. So just stop. The platitudes don't work. And then, yep. And Courtney, the suicide stuff I know you're going through is a lot, but I don't really think it's the best solution right now. I know, we've all heard the suicide is a permanent fix to a temporary solution, that kind of talk, but I am so sorry. You've been doing the works, you've set up that GoFundMe to help with the legal stuff with your mother-in-law. You've been doing so much. If you can't see that, then if you can't see that, then he's the fool. Okay. Doesn't matter, it's not a 9 to 5. He may be the fool, but I'm the one who's homeless and fucked. Suicide is the permanent fix to the permanent problem that is my life. I never should have been here to begin with. Which, this is insane. Alright, the reason why this thing is insane to also say here is because keep in mind, this minor is also extremely suicidal. Okay? So telling them this, that suicide is a permanent fix to the permanent problem that is your life, right? That could have unironically encouraged the minor to think, oh shit, maybe Courtney's onto something. I mean, I see them, I look up to them so much. I see them as like a savior since they saved my life. They know what they're talking about. Like that's why I have a problem with this. Like it gets insane. It gets insane. But then we got, you were still helping him and his fucking family. Family fuck him for not appreciating that. Yeah. And then should have died at 14 like I tried to, but no, can't even do that right. And then this is where like it gets a little suspect for some people for sure. Mom, please don't kill yourself, please, Courtney. You mean so much to a lot of people. The reason why your sister's getting called out for the reason why KP no longer has to deal with her, that stuff just like didn't just happen. It happened because you took action. Now, I do believe I know her response to this, but I'll just let her respond to that in the stream when we go to watch it. But just so I don't misquote. But then we got, I know, but I don't really know what to do about these kind of situations when I hear about it. I want to help, but I don't know how to help. There is no helping right now. Is there something I could do to help later if I can't help now? Not right now. No. Just let me know later if there's anything I could do to help. I'm willing to help any way I can. Blank, I'm sorry about last night. I don't know if I scared you or not, but I'm sorry if I did. I'm the kind of person who needs to say things so that I don't do them. So I have a tendency to stick to myself in loud ideation in order to solidify that I'm not going to act. And I'm sorry if I scared you last night. Dude. Keep in mind, right? No trauma, all right? No trauma is allowed to be talked in this community, especially with minors in it, right? That's why this is... It's not only just hypocritical, but it's just fucked up in general. It's just fucked up. But yes, there's also a couple more screenshots. What are you doing, Ari? Yikes, no one likes you. But then we got some stuff from the argument, so let's just look at it. I didn't tell... Okay, the delusion is strong with this little weirdo. And we get... I didn't tell a kid how to masturbate. I said self-exploration is how you learn your own body. Oh, I 100% agree that the screenshots that lab provided to me did not show the claim that... Back when I first started speaking out about my sister, I had a number of minors hitting me up, Dead. For advice and help and advice I gave where I could. Because I've actually raised a kid for almost a decade and have actually had to handle tough conversations with a child. So I gave advice and help where I could. All right, I felt I could. Had a 14-year-old message me asking if they were broken for having never orgasm. So I verbatim repeated what was said to me in health class when I was at that age, and my peers had the same questions. People can have an opinion on whether I should have answered it or not, but no, I didn't teach a kid how to masturbate. I have the same health talk I was given in school and moved on. I also just don't try to help people anymore, regardless of age. I also don't have a server full of minors. There's 9, and a server full of people full of 8. You know, a server of over 80 people. You see, that's still like an eighth of the server, dude. Like that's, I don't know. that's a big chunk. I mean, if you really think that there's not that much, I don't even just understand why you just don't remove them. Right, it's not that many anyways, right? Just like pluck them from the community. It saves you so much hassle. But fuck me. Anyways. I do think that Courtney has 0 credentials to actually be teaching children anything. Yeah. You think I have 0 credentials, and who exactly gave you the credentials to judge mine? Stupid argument. Fucking stupid argument. Right? It's like, that is genuinely like a dumb argument. I think you could point out that someone doesn't have credentials without needing credentials. That's dumb. That's just an objective reality. Like, you're not a health class teacher, okay? So you can't be able, you shouldn't even be the one giving the lesson anyways. That's kind of like where, the sex ed thing falls flat. Even if you, repeated verbatim, you have no idea how to handle that. You have no idea how to express that. You have no idea what to specifically say in the situation. And saying it over the internet anyways is going to be perceived as, grooming to many people, okay? So it's you just don't do it. But, no, the credentials 100% matter because you were not taught how to, treat it. It's just saying a sentence verbatim. You weren't taught to, deal with a reaction. You weren't taught to answer, all questions, right? So it's it's not your place. That's very simply said. It's just not your place. Right? That's kind of just where it breaks down to. But let's see. Okay, then give us credentials about. You train in psychology, child psychology, therapy, childcare, anything that would make going over the head of someone's parents to teach them in their stead. You answer my question. Who gave you credentials to judge if I'm capable of teaching something? Dislike me all you want. Think I shouldn't be doing it all you like. But she doesn't have the credentials falls flat when you have none of your own. You don't need credentials to point out someone doesn't have credentials. Okay? No one's gonna be if I go to a fucking plumber and say that they're not a scientist, right? Obviously, I don't need a fucking scientist credentials to be yeah, no, they're not a scientist. That is a stupid argument. That is a dumb argument. you could point out that someone doesn't have the experience without having the experience yourself because it's just fucking obvious. All right, that is an insanely dumb argument. Dude. Fuck me. Yeah. Because I think it's irresponsible to teach children about grooming, something that can be sexual if you have no credentials to actually properly tackle that subject without possibly doing more than harm than good. And it's like, you're actually making wild assumptions. Go over your parents' heads and teach them in their stead. Do I tell people to listen to me over their parents? I advertise myself as an authority over someone's parents? No. But you clearly stepped in when you felt like, the parent wasn't doing it. All right, that is going over the parents' heads and teaching this kid. Like 100%. That is 100% going over like the parent's head. Because did you, like, very blunt and simple. Did you ask the mother's permission if you could do it? No? Okay, then you went over their head. All right, you snuck behind their back. Okay, that is genuinely, like, I know you probably don't like the framing of that, but that is 100% what happened. Because if you didn't ask the parent if it was okay to do it for the child, then yeah, no, not your place. Fuck off. You can't do it. Like, fuck me, dude. And then we got, you said, from what I've seen, you were in the Discord server teaching kids how to avoid being groomed. Lol, no I didn't. Well then, thank God. Okay, lol, hidden L. We talked about the subject because it pertains to my content. I make content that pertains to grooming because of who my sister is. I plan to put out more information about grooming in the form of content so people can arm themselves with the tools they need. But I have never sold myself as a teacher of kids on how to not be groomed. Okay. Okay, so this is my personal opinion, but if your content actively revolves around content not suitable for children, i.e. your experience with Lily, grooming, etc., maybe having minors in your server isn't something you should be pursuing. Be it only that you can't wholeheartedly control the time that what is being talked about, how and when. Pursuing the fuck, I will give Courtney this. There's no evidence that, like, Courtney is actively, like, searching to have minors in their audience. So, like, that is a little bit of a jump. I can understand why they didn't like that word, but could have been a misspeak, so I'm not going to go too hard, but we'll see. Let's see. Again, I don't teach children. I don't teach anyone. You're clearly teaching them about fucking sexual health questions, okay? You're a passive-aggressive, bitter woman. Yep, okay. Yeah, I don't care if she's a dick. But still. Now that we've filled you guys up on context for the allegations, that are like the main stuff that we're going to be getting into, I think we should be getting into the stream now. Because I already like went over this anyways. It pretty much was just the blood screenshots. Yeah, I have it sped up. So, Courtney is going to have some amazing... This is going to be an amazing response, guys. Amazing stuff happening. But yeah, here we go. I have to turn this up mad loud.
I don't want to be here.
Their mic sucks. Oh, you don't want to be here?
I don't want to do this. Living living abnormality. It says, hey girl bosses, boy bosses, and boss babies. Nice, I love that. That's an excellent entrance. Yeah, I had to take the dreads out. I'm putting them back in like tomorrow, but is my mic low? It probably is because it's not close to my face. Hang on a second, let me...
Wait, actually, hold on. There was a reason why I did grab that tweet. Fuck. It's over. It's over. There's a reason why I did grab it. Fumbled it. I fumbled it. It's over. Okay. Let's see if I can just get it real quick. Yeah, no, it's fucked. I fumbled. No, actually I didn't. I rescued. We good. We're back.
That's not what I want. Am I at the right... Words. Yeah, I'm at the right mic. Wait, where's the thing? Hang on a second. No. Oh, God, I can't even function. There we go.
It's like a little room check. Let's see what we got. There's not a lot. This camera setup always is like a little goofy to me, right? Because it's like, we got like this nice wall at an angle. They're like taking up like maybe the right side. I'm going to assume that this is a shelf. There's not a lot here. There's really not. We got their garbage right there, which is pretty sick. That's awesome. Yeah, pretty based. They're clearly like, a horror fan because like this is like a Nightmare at Elm Street shirt. They rush into the hot topic before going live, obviously. Dude, Dude, did they even fucking shower? Dude, what the fuck is up with their hair? Holy fuck me. Did you just get out of bed? Fuck me. Okay.
We'll throw this way the fuck up. There's some feedback. I think there might be some feedback from my mic, and if there is, I apologize. I can also put it closer to my face, but I don't want you guys to have to hear my mouth sounds. Is that better? I could just yell, but I don't really want the neighbors to have to hear me either. Anyway, well, not anyway. I kind of gotta wait to hear if this is better. I'd like to have music on this stream, but I can't because my last stream I had too many copyright claims, and the stream got blocked globally. So I need to turn this one into an actual video, and monetization or not, I need it to stay up. So, okie dokie.
Yeah, I don't know when that's coming out.
Technical help. Yeah, technical. Sound check 1 2 1 2.
Actually, let me check if that is out because, like, I would prefer to just go over, like, a cut version of this rather than... Yeah, no, they didn't. Yeah, no, this is just their stream. Okay. Double checking, guys. Just double checking, but we've been through raw VODs before. Okay, we can do it.
If it's a more serious stream, then I won't donate because it takes attention away from the people in chat. It's time for what? It's time for me to go over a bunch of things for the millionth time and then turn it into a video because I'm just tired of talking about it and hearing about it. And oh my god, I'm just so tired of hearing about it.
Yeah?
And apparently, because I didn't care enough to fucking talk about any of it, yeah, it was an honor of yours. But apparently, because I don't care about any of it enough to make a response video, that means I'm avoiding criticism. So fuck it, we ball, I guess.
Yeah, buddy?
It was for Ozzy. It's okay. I'm just upset it got blocked. Like, I'm fine with losing monetization. I was just upset that the stream got blocked because I don't know if you can watch it. I mean, I can, but anyway. What are the few things that I'm going to go over today? So we're going to go over the KP video and the live chat attached to that. So me and Super Kirby Lover. I'm going to go over the accusations that I have apparently groomed a child, because there's also just the way that accusation has just snowballed into ridiculousness is kind of entertaining to me, but I'm going to go ahead and talk about that. And
You being called a groomer is entertaining? Yikes.
what else? What else have I been tired of over-explaining? Me and Lyle Convoy and us apparently being friends. Do you want to make...
I think she's only talked about it, like, in, what was it? The fucking Cat Slayer, but she's not going to respond to tailoring a victim's response, which is kind of, like, mental, because, like, the alleged victims, right? You only did it, like, there's 100% evidence of doing it. You, like, made them think that there was, like, a power dynamic argument that was valid there. It was really stupid, but whatever. I don't think they're going to respond to that, but we're going to respond to the other stuff, so.
A list or something? Yeah, I should probably write this down. I'll forget. Don't become a YouTuber, guys. It's not worth it.
Actually,
okay,
I'm quite fond of it.
I got a pen and paper here. I'm all ready. So we got Super Curvy Lover. We got the grooming allegations. Lyle Convoy. I think that may have been it. So we talked about the whole KP versus Saberspark thing. Not exactly the whole thing, but like my involvement. So like the live chat where everybody was mad at me about the live chat. What else? I think that may have been it.
Yeah, buddy?
Yeah, I think that's pretty much it, because that's what I keep having to repeat myself. So, I guess we'll start with the grooming one. And for those who don't know, someone who who was known online as Fennec Fox made a document about me, a Google Doc. And in that Google Doc, they claimed that I was grooming children, and their proof of that was to say that I groomed a kid, and instructed them on how to masturbate. This is the claim, and that apparently I also groomed them into sexual deviancy with somebody they didn't know. This is what's been claimed. This is why some people online say, "Oh my God, Courtney's a pedophile," because apparently I groomed a child. So I'm not gonna name that kid because I'm not trying to send harassment to a kid for asking me a question and then me answering it, just because a bunch of people want to turn that.
Oh
into
my God, look how quirky their cup is. It's crazy cat mom, dude. This is epic, dude. This is awesome. All right, get to responding, little bro.
Anyway, so what had happened was, this minor had, oh God, not the Google Doc accusations. Not all the Google Doc accusations, just this one. That's the only one I'm focusing on. So this minor had approached me, around the time I don't even think I had made the video yet. My video, it was around in between my video and the live streams. Or was it? No, I think it was after the video. My timelines could be a little like the specific timeline might be off because I don't keep conversations with people that I'm done talking to. Like I don't archive every conversation I've had with somebody, so I can't just pull this up on Discord to look at it.
Yeah, buddy?
So this kid had I think they were 14 or 15. They'd approached me out of the blue, and it just asked me, and like, it wasn't even, can I ask you something? It was just, are you broken if you've never orgasmed? And so weird question to get out of the blue, right? Also, like, words. Let me try and sound more eloquent here. So this kid messaged me and asked me if they're broken because they've never orgasmed, which was an odd question to get out of the blue, but it's a very common question that people have at that age, and I know this because like it was the most common question asked in health classes, in my health classes when I was that age and in school, when we were learning about sexual health. So where I went wrong is I answered the question.
Yeah.
I answered it with like verbatim what was told to me and my peers when we were that age asking that question. Now, that's where I went wrong because I just shouldn't have answered the question, and if I could go back and undo it, I just wouldn't answer the question. Now, nowhere in that answer were there instructions on how to masturbate, because I didn't even talk about the kid orgasming. I was speaking about sexual health in general. So, like, just, you know, orgasm is a very personal thing. It's different for for everybody. You know, most people don't, not even most people, nobody knows what they want unless they, go through exploration, self-exploration, and exploration with others. And it was just very, very clinical, all the same stuff that was told to us by, the adults around us when I was that age and we were all asking those questions ourselves. So there's no instruction, no nothing. There was some mention in the claim that I had told them to get a mirror and use a t-shirt. I don't even know the context of that because I don't remember saying anything about a t-shirt, and the only thing I said about a mirror was that that's what they told us to do when we were that age, was if you don't understand, you don't know your body and you want to learn about your body, get a mirror and look at your fucking body. Like, obviously they didn't swear and I didn't swear. So again, where I went...
Yeah, but like, dude... See, obviously, it's just gonna be the same stuff I was saying during, like, the allegations of, like, that was being brought up with the fucking, what was it? Like the screenshots we went over, right? It's like they admit that they shouldn't have engaged, but it's like it's just mental because like I don't even know, right? Also, this is a W pause frame, but like I don't even know how like even began to like thought that was okay, right? Like I just genuinely don't know. Oh no, dude, no, is this about the Dreamer video or whatever? No, Dreamer mentioned. Fuck. They're everywhere, dude. Fuck me. But yeah, no, it's like the obvious, like, you shouldn't have engaged. I don't even know, like, obviously the next question is going to be, like, why you even thought it was okay to engage. But, like, what's going to be, like, a pattern in this, right? Is Courtney is going to respond to a lot of this stuff without having evidence of their own. And yes, I know you can't disprove a negative, right? But what Courtney, in my opinion, could have done, which I've been told, like, a few things, which I'll still relay here. Personally, I still stand by the argument. If I was accused of something, right, that happened in the DMs, and the DMs still existed, I would just screenshot the DMs and show my innocence of, like, what actually happened. Because now, it turns into a situation that it's Courtney versus, like, this alleged minors, like, this alleged victims, right, words. It's their words. And what sucks with the allegation is, right, is that Courtney allegedly deleted stuff. Whether there's a basis to that, it's pretty hard to prove, but taking that into consideration, with them not showing evidence, rubs me the wrong way. All right, it really does rub me the wrong way. But, however, it's like, fuck me. That's obviously they shouldn't have engaged in this, but like they're not really going to show much to even like help themselves, because Courtney is a bit of like they're a little bit of a liar. Okay, an untrustworthy narrator, I think, would be way more fair. So it's like I'm essentially going to have to be able to take your word for this, and it's like you've already proven in the past that your word it means shit, right? It doesn't mean anything. So the fact that like your response only is taking your word for it, it sucks, because it's like, genuinely, how am I even supposed to believe you when you've lied about so many other critical things when it counted in the past too? But specifically with this, what I've been told is the person's account was allegedly deleted. However, right, you could still fetch DMs from a deleted user, all right? Whether they're still like in your tabs, or if you look up specifically deleted user and go through each one, you could find exactly which one it is. So Courtney is fully capable, right, of being able to do this. But apparently the reason I've been told that they haven't done this is just because they are not smart enough to do so. Like, they don't know how that all works, which just kind of screws them over even more. So it's like, it just kind of sucks. It just kind of fucking sucks. But yeah. Anyways, gotta keep it going.
Wrong was answering this question, and I just wish I hadn't. But at this point, not that I'm making excuses here, but at this point, I was in the naive mindset of I'm going to try and help everybody and be there for everybody, which this was the conversation and the question that made me kind of realize afterwards, oh god, I got to take a fucking step back. Damn, I cannot be doing this. This is, nope, I'm not here to raise other people's kids. This is too much. I'm getting too much. Stop doing this. And I stopped answering questions and like I stopped accepting like friend request. Like, I'll accept a friend request and then I'll ask how I can help you. And if like the first thing out of your mouth or somewhere in your profile is like a reminder, I'm just not gonna. I'm gonna delete you from my friends list and not answer you. Like, I don't do that anymore. Learn my lesson the fucking hard way. So Fennec turned that around to say that I had groomed this kid into teaching them how to masturbate. And where Fennec got that is because in the same conversation, once we had gotten off that topic, because I answered the question and they moved on to, okay, I'm getting bullied at school and this is what's happening at school. People are putting their hands on me at school and the teachers aren't doing anything about it. So I told this kid how to, if someone's grabbing you, how to take their fucking hand off of you, which is you grab their middle finger and you bend it back until they either let go or something breaks.
Now, with that, right, I think it's stupid, like, obviously, to recommend that, but it's, like, it's not the worst thing in the world, obviously, but it's, like, it's just teaching, essentially, it could have been, like, worded better, but it's, like, it's encouraging the kid to stand up for themselves, right, like, that's essentially what that is. So it's, like, that's why I didn't even, like, you know, bring that back up again, because, like, I think it's stupid to like convey that to like a minor or whatever, to like encourage them to like, you know, inflict violence upon like another minor. But it's like at the end of the day, you're teaching them how to stand up for themselves because they're getting bullied or whatnot, which I'm not going to take that as badly as the other stuff. I still think it's reckless, but like, dude, fuck me. But yeah, here we go.
I literally, it's you grab the middle finger and you bend it back as far as you can until they let go. And Fennec in his because I don't remember Fennec's pronouns. Fennec, in their all of their 21-year-old wisdom, read that and said, "Oh, Courtney, middle finger. There was a question about orgasm. She must be instructing them on how to finger themselves, because like bending back the. I don't even want to know. I don't even want to get in that debate. But no, that's like Fennec just can't read at that point. So no, I didn't groom a child. Now this kid did like hit me up a few other times with questions about like just, you know, they're a kid and they're stressed out about life in school and they want someone to complain to and they didn't feel like they could go to their mother. And the other
See, they didn't feel like they can go to their mother, but they shouldn't have gone to you. And you should have like set that boundary as the 30-year-old. That's the whole point, right? The 14-year-old is looking up to you with like a parasocial connection, right? But like, it should be your position to not like, fuck me, because if you do that, right, you could be opening up the door that makes them think that it's normal to talk to adults of such huge age gaps. Okay? You shouldn't be doing that. You should not be doing that. All right? That's really stupid. That is really fucking stupid. And it could leave that minor opened up to being groomed by other people. But, fuck me. It's just dumb. It's really dumb that you would do that.
wrong in is that this kid's mother would get mad at them and they'd have to delete all their accounts and then they'd make other accounts to message me on. And I should have cut the kid off. I should have cut the kid off, but I didn't. I was just like, okay, well, at that point I was entering the mindset of I'm not here to raise somebody else's kid. I'm not doing the parenting for them. I'm not making decisions for them, blah, blah, blah. I should have still cut them off, but I didn't. I think the mom had found out about the conversation that where the kid had asked me if they were broken because they'd never orgasmed, and then they got in trouble for that. And I was talking about that at the time in my server in a very blasé kind of way because I just wasn't getting into details. And Fennec took that and then turned that around to accuse me of saying that I was trying to groom this kid to not listen to their mother, which just isn't the fucking case. Yeah. But yeah, so the whole...
Yeah, yes, when I respond, I love just smoking fat blunts, dude. It just makes me look like an alpha.
Courtney groomed a kid is just not accurate. I answered a question, a sexual health question, and that's why, and again, that's where the snowball effect of oh, she downplays it and says it was sexual health. It's because the kid had asked me straight out if they were broken, if they'd never orgasmed, and then I spoke about the sexual health topic of orgasm in a general sense, you know, how it pertains to sexual health, because it does. So that's the grooming thing in a nutshell. I didn't groom a child. Just period. I've got no interest in children. I've got no interest in having a power dynamic over children. I've got no interest in raising somebody else's child. Now, I'm sure people have a field day going, why did you even feel comfortable answering that question? Well, it's because at that point in my life, I had already raised a kid for almost a decade, okay? I had already handled conversations with a minor about certain things like why we don't masturbate in public because the kid was 6 and 6-year-olds like need to learn privacy and shit. Like, I've had conversations like that with kids, okay? So that's why I felt comfortable answering, for like at the time perfectly fine answering that question, because I had those conversations with the kid I was raising, man. I had to have a conversation with the kid I was raising about how girls don't pee out their butt simply because I was sitting down on the toilet and he stands to pee.
Okay.
Before you ask why he even knew, the 6-year-old was in the shower and was not to be unattended and there was only one bathroom and I had to pee. I said, don't look. The kid looks because he's 6 and all he sees is me sitting down. He got confused and started asking questions. Okay, so I've dealt with this before. I've answered questions before.
That's your own kid. It's your responsibility to guide your kid through life. It's not your responsibility to take on the responsibility of other parents. That's because then you're overstepping a boundary. like earlier you got mad about the quote, but you are kind of over, like reaching over their heads for it. Like, it's just, it's really dumb to even do this.
To the kid I was literally raising, that who called me mom because I was his stepmother. All right, so calm the fuck down. Courtney
Yeah?
doesn't give a shit about minors in the sense that she's interested in them like Lily. Courtney has a very mothering attitude because I had to mother everybody as a child. It's the parentification. Do I do that anymore? No. Everybody's a stranger on the internet, and I don't give a fuck about any of y'all.
But the reason why people would be inclined to call it grooming, which is just because it does check some boxes off, if I'm going to be honest. Like the whole like parental thing, like you could argue, right? Giving the minor special attention, the isolation of it, the desensitization of topics, because I mean, yeah, it is. Even if it's sexual health related, it's still at like, NSFW discussions with a minor. Like you shouldn't be talking about that with a kid. And that could like normalize the minor between like, fucking talking about like, their sucking body and shit like that, dude. Like that's why it gets like disgusting. If it's the only reason why it's hard for me to call it grooming for like Courtney is because there's no evidence that they had like an intent to corrupt a child. There's no evidence that they had any intent to meet up with a child or that they have an attraction to kids. There's no evidence for that stuff. It's more or less that they check off some boxes, in my opinion, but they don't really. I can't even call. Given the label, even feels like a bit much of a stretch from my end, which is why I wouldn't do it. But I could recognize the reckless behavior and why it's dumb and why it's bad, and like I could also recognize that it does check off some boxes, and I understand why other people do it. But it's like, dude, fucking hell.
Just not true. I'm exaggerating there because I do still care about kids being safe on the internet. Hi, Bon. I'm addressing the grooming allegations at this second. Oh, fuck. I guess we should talk about that too. Perfect timing. Jesus Christ. All right. So the other grooming allegation, the other thing that ties into the grooming allegations that I kind of forgot till Bon just showed up is Bon, sorry to call you out like this, called me mom for like 2 months when they were still a minor. Bon's like over 18 now, or they're 18 now, but that doesn't matter. So
yeah, definitely way too intimate of a convo to have with a random minor for sure.
Bon started calling me mom for a hot minute, and for like 2 months they called me mom in Discord servers, and in like other spaces and in chat. So people like to twist that into saying that I encouraged or made Bon call me mom. And Bon, I'm not asking you to defend yourself here. Like, you don't have to explain anything to anybody that you don't want to. I'm not here to put you on the spot. I'm just addressing it because you made me remember. Bon had problems, and Bon.
Also, another thing too, right? Oh God, oh dear God, again, you're not a predator. People need to understand that. Of course, the person that sees you as their savior is gonna like. This is why this is so annoying. They're of course gonna defend you. Like, this is not, like, if anyone says that this is evidence that not even Bond sees him as one, it doesn't count. Like, I'm not going to call them a groomer, but, like, they've definitely, like, built, like, a savior complex so that, like, they look like a savior to Bond. Bond literally said themselves that, like, you saved their life, all right? They have, like, an insane amount of respect for you. And I would say, yeah, parasocial behavior, because, I mean, it was comfortable for them to call you mom. Whether that has any weird connotations is for other people to interpret. But they think that you saved their life, they think that you're this great person, and they think that, well, they're comfortable enough to even labeling you as their mom. They did stop at 18, sure, but still. Fucking hell.
Felt better calling me mom, and Bon asked me flat out, can I call you mom? And I went, kid, you can call me whatever makes you feel better, as long as you understand that I'm not your mother. As long as you understand that
oh my
I'm
God,
a
it's
stranger on the
Yen.
internet and what you call me doesn't change that, you can call me whatever the fuck you want. Just don't call me late for dinner. So Bon called me mom because it made Bon feel better. And then when they didn't need that like security blanket anymore, or that baby blanket, Bon stopped. Of their own accord. They stopped calling me mom, they started calling me Courtney. And it was like a span of 2 months. Because the kid was lost and needed an anchor, and that's what they picked, and I went, nothing's changing, so I mean, if that's what makes you feel better to call me mom, then go ahead. I called my friend's mom all the time.
Good one,
like,
Laya.
fucking Jesus Christ. There is a slight psychological aspect with minors, and this is how people end up calling their teacher mom or dad by accident, is there is a certain amount of instinct that kind of like leads kids to like assign like titles to attachments, right? So like certain attachments, if it's reminiscent in their brain of like the parental attachment, then they're gonna want to label it as such because it helps them understand it. And when they get out of like the child brain.
Yes, but do you understand why that would even happen? You're explaining it, right? That already confirms, I mean, from the screenshots alone, it confirms it. But it already confirms that you had way too close of a connection with this person. Like I said, they see you as a savior. They see you as this great person, all right? They see you like as like they're comfortable enough to call you mom. and they know a lot about your life that I know you didn't just talk about in your server, right? You've had lots of conversations. You kept this person close. You had a very close contact with them. I'm not going to give it the label, but dude, like, that's stupid to do. You shouldn't do it.
Of my world revolves around adults, and they start realizing they're their own independent individual who will soon be an adult and part of that world. They get rid of those titles and those attachments, right? So yeah, when I was a source of comfort for Bon, they associated that with a mother figure and called me mom. And when Bon started to realize that they too will be an adult and other adults are not the center of your world, Bon just saw me as a random 30-year-old on the internet that they look up to for reasons and stopped calling me mom. Like, it's not a big deal. It really fucking isn't. There's a huge difference between somebody calling you something and you giving yourself that title. Okay, I don't sit here and I never sat here and called myself Bon's mom. Alright? I don't sit here and call myself anyone's internet mom. Okay? I don't sit here and call myself the cool weed aunt on the internet.
Yeah, buddy?
I constantly call myself a stranger on the internet. To all of you. Even the ones who like me, even my fans. I am a stranger on the internet. Okay? It is dumb, but inevitably, like, now I can just turn this into a video and then direct people to it and be like, here you go, I'm not talking about it anymore. So that's the grooming thing, alright? The I groomed a child to masturbate and I made a kid call me mom, okay? No, I didn't, and no, I didn't. Fuck off. Trying to make you like Poppy or some shit. Yeah, or Psy, right? Exactly, Wendy Bro.
You're not Psy. Dude, what the lol? Who cares? Like, why would Psy be relevant in this? What? Dude. Fuck me. Okay. I call my grandpa Dad because he raised me. Yeah? Alright. Cool stuff.
So, I'm gonna get into Lio. Yeah, we'll get into Lio next, and then we'll end off with the whole...
Lio's on the chopping block.
Not Black Griffin, the Saber Spark video and the live chat attached to it and everything. Now the Lio bullshit or something. Okay, yeah. So, I know this is grueling for you guys too, I believe it. So the Lio thing is, apparently I'm best friends with Lio, and I was in his server sicking him on people, and, just, what is it, a whole bunch of other things. Mostly it's that, like, oh, Courtney's butt buddy.
Dude, what the fuck is this comment? See, this is what literally concerns me with, like, Bond a little bit. Courtney actually saved me from being groomed. What the fuck? Why do you have such a high perception of this person? Why do you have such a high standard? What the fuck? What do you mean? What does that mean? What do you mean that she saved you from being groomed? I'm curious about that. Dude, what the fuck? What the fuck, dude? But anyways, yeah, let's talk about Lio Convict.
He's best friends with Lio. No, I literally don't know the man enough, okay? We've spoken a handful of fucking times. We're friendly with each other. Yeah, we got no ill will to each other. I was in his server. We've spoken about Psy, Anthony, and my sister, okay? We have a mutual friend who's KP, alright? I think. Anyway,
Yeah.
Like, yeah, I've spoken with the man, and I'm civil with the man, and I'm friendly with the man, and I don't, like, give a shit about certain things, but, like, yeah, we're not best friends. I wasn't, like, magically in the Senate and best friends with Lio just because I was in a server, which I got booted from, by the way. His mod booted me.
Yeah?
So, yeah, it shows you how much I'm friends with Lio. His own mod staff fucking booted me from his server. It's great. Love it. I don't actually care. I was in there for shits and giggles. Just
I wasn't groomed just because I called you mom. I used to sometimes call my teachers mom, but very rarely. Hold on. What was the message they retracted? For fuck's sake, I call my grandpa papa, which is Spanish for dad. Why are they still on about this? Okay.
Just 1 second, Chateau Plastique. I will get to this in there for shits and giggles.
Yeah.
I have covered everything just so I can segment this into a video. So yeah, so no, I'm not friends with...
Whoa. Dude, they retracted that one too. Courtney actually saved me from being groomed, but then watch this in real time. Just
1 second, Chateau Plastique. I will get to questions.
It's just gone. But lol? Dude. That looks so sus. The fuck? Why? Dude. Why was that deleted, huh? I'm curious about that. Did a mod take it down? Well, retraction would be that the person deleted it. Why'd you remove it after saying it? The fuck? Okay. Lol.
Once I have covered everything, just so I can segment this into a video. So yeah, so no, I'm not friends with Lio. No, I'm not sitting here saying, oh my god, I don't like Lio and like he's a bad person and I'm about to condemn him for this and the other thing. No, I've got no ill will towards Lio. I didn't like him before. I'm pretty sure there's like live streams still up on my channel where I actually badmouth Lio and say something to the effect of wouldn't be surprised to find out he's a predator because of certain other people that were like in his community. Then I went and spoke to Lio. I mean, you did imply their mod was a rapist. That's why you were kicked. No, that's not what happened, Yen.
Yeah? Dude, Yen got mogged here, by the way. You did imply their mod was a rapist. That's why you were kicked. Dude, Yen got mogged. Alright, absolutely mogged. This is why I had to, like, pull this up. Wait, you think... yeah. Wait, you actually think implied consent isn't a thing? You actually think it is? The fuck? Yes? CNC uses it. Bro, that's contract law, not sexual contact. It can be applied to sexual contact as well. Courtney. If you're a rapist, maybe. Lol. Are you calling me a rapist? Tell me right now if you're calling me a rapist, Courtney. Do you understand a proverbial you, or do you need it to expressly stated that it's a proverbial? I need a yes or no. Genuinely asking if you're stupid enough to think that's what it was being said. Run with it. I don't give a fuck. I don't have the patience to unravel stupid. Okay, how about this? My partner and I use implied consent in the bed. Are we rapists? Dude. I don't care what you're accepting. The you was proverbial. If the boot fits, lace it up and wear it. I'm not debating anyone or anyone I don't care to change your mind. I think what you will. Take offense where you will. I mean, dude, if the boot fits, okay, yes, that would be an implication. Okay, that would 100% be an implication. Let's be for real. Okay.
That's not what happened at all. Someone said, their mod said that implied consent is a thing, and I said in contract law, they said, which can be applied to sexual encounters. I said, if you're a rapist, sure, and they said, are you calling me a rapist? And I said, if you're dumb enough to think that was directed specifically at you, then go ahead. So, no.
That's not what you said. That's not what you said at all. You talked about a proverbial you. Yeah, if you're a rapist, maybe. I mean, yeah. That was literally a rebuttal to it. If that was your rebuttal to it. All right? If you're a rapist, maybe. I mean, I guess, yeah, I understand it was proverbial, but I can also understand why Pumpkin like took it like that. Come on, bro. Come on.
I didn't imply
And the if the boots fits comment did. Come on.
that their mod was a rapist. Their mod couldn't read for shit in that moment. Oh, by the way, implied consent is not a thing in sexual situations because your body is not something you can make a contract over.
I just want you to note that this is the same person that gave that, Rockstar hypothetical that if implied consent did exist, right, it would be in the context of a Rockstar and like a groupie, like, flashing their chest. That would be implied consent according to her, right? That's why it's so goofy with her to argue about it, because she'll say it's not a real thing, but then also gave like a hypothetical. So it's like even the hypothetical is like contradicting like her thing that she's saying here. I don't know why she's like so flip-floppy about it. I really don't. She's super fucking flip-floppy about it. It's kind of annoying because I think everyone understands that what we're talking about is body language. Okay? It's fucking being able to read body language. But the best example you can give is if like a woman flashes her chest at a rock star. But like she'll then just pretend like it's not real. Like she never gave that. It's like she'll pretend that she never gave that because like this thing that she just said completely contradicts that. It's annoying and it's tedious. But like here we are, lol.
Anyway. I'm getting distracted by chat.
Oh, I know, but that example is literally not implied consent. No, it's not. So it's like she clearly doesn't know what the fuck she's talking about. That's kind of the point I'm highlighting here. Like she just doesn't know what the hell she's talking about.
So, yeah, I've not liked Lio in the past, and we've had conversations, and the man changed his opinions on the thing that made me not like him and made us have a disagreement. And yeah, we're civil with each other. Now I don't care about Lio's controversies before anybody brings them up. I'm head desking right now. The context around that was CNC fetish from my memory. No, Yen, you're completely wrong.
Really?
Pumpkin literally followed up with saying, if me and my partner use implied consent in bed, does that make us both rapists?
Yeah, that was after. Dude, what is this reframing of events? Yeah. Implied consent isn't a thing. They said, like, what do you think it is? It literally starts with them saying CNC uses it. All right, that is where it starts. What is this reframing of events? Because, like, yeah, that was the last message where they just said something like their partner and them use it. Yeah, that happened way after. Okay, this is where it started. 729. You're framing something that happened like 6 minutes later to be like the start of the conversation. Okay. Like, and to be honest, right? If you can't remember what started first, I hate to be that guy. I hate to be that guy. If your memory can't even be like what started first, how are you going to remember what exactly happened in the health class? How do I know that you're perfectly reiterating what was told to you? Like, I don't know. Like, clearly your memory is shit. Like, I don't know. Like, that's another reason why I wouldn't want you to, like, encourage, like, you know, to teach kids about, like, sexual health related questions if you can't even have, like, a good memory. Like, fucking hell.
And that's when I exited the conversation, and then that's when Pumpkin booted me because Pumpkin was mad that I wasn't engaging in the conversation. So anyway, we're going to move off of that. We can get into that in the end. Your memory is incorrect. So yeah, I don't care about Lyo's friend.
It's actually really funny that I'm even defending Yen here. It's because it's like, it's about fucking Courtney Peet. They just happen to be in the live stream.
Rape jokes. I don't care about the Rosa call. I don't care that Lyo told Sai to empty a clip into her head. I just don't care. I really, really fucking don't. People don't like Lyo because he's mean on the internet. He's not nice to everybody. Okay, cool. Go cry about it to him. He's a grown-ass man. He's older than me. I don't control what he does. So don't bitch to me about it. Go bitch to the person who said it. Also, when somebody tells a predator, like a pedophile, to do that, that's not a person they're speaking to. They're not telling a person to endgame, okay? They're telling a waste of space, a mistake to take care of themselves.
Okay.
Anyway.
Lol.
So yeah, I'm not friends with Lyo. We don't even know each other that well. Okay, cool. How goes that? Oh, now Super Kirby Lover. Should we break? Should we break for chat interaction? Is that what we should do? Yeah, okay, that's what we'll do. So before, because the Super Kirby Lover is going to be a big one, and I'm probably going to get heated. So we'll take a little break, and I'll take questions here, and I'll answer them. And then we'll get into the Super Kirby Lover thing. So I'll start with Chatoplastic, because they said, do you think you've become a bit of a target, basically because you're not the perfect victim and it bracket edges? Yeah, like we're basically like sorry, I just went and got distracted by living out in reality there. I don't think I've specifically become a target. It's just it's very easy to be against, like, to not like me, to dislike me, because I'm not agreeable, I'm not generally likable, and like I don't try to be.
And you do fucked up things on the internet. Yes.
I'm very just like abrasive to begin with, and that's by design, right? Like I know I'm a bitch. Okay, when people compare me to Lily, when they're like, oh, you have the same attitude as Lily, where do you think she got it? Okay, that is her trying to, like, her the way she is her trying to emulate me, because I just constantly give off, get the fuck away from me vibes.
Why would you take that with pride? Yeah, you know how, like, this pedophile rapist is? You know how she acts? Yeah, she got that from me, by the way. Fucking thief, dude. Fucking copywriting that shit. Like, what the fuck, man? I hate when waste of space steal my stuff, man. Fuck, man, shit.
My design, okay, that keeps stupid away from me. Stupid has a very low tolerance for get the fuck away from me vibes. They like to bitch and moan about it, so they leave pretty quickly, alright? And I don't care if people don't like it. I don't care if they don't agree with it. I'm not asking people's permission to be this way.
And this tangent is, like, so, like, useless. Because, like, regardless, right? The whole, like, being a target. Dude, you could be a really likable person, but, like, if I simply equated, like, you know, it's like the actions of what you did to the likable person, they're still gonna have words with that person, alright? What you did was just morally egregious. All right, like it doesn't matter if you're likable or not. Is it easier to hate you probably because you're dislikable? Maybe, sure, but like that doesn't really matter when you've actually done things that are worth putting into question. Like this just feels like cope. Like if I'm gonna be honest, like this, it's like, oh, I got exposed because nobody really likes me. It's all my fault, by the way, for why they don't like me. I do it intentionally. I'm a dick on purpose, but for some reason they just don't really like me, and I don't know. I guess this is why I'm getting all these allegations, I suppose. Tisk tisk. Like, fuck off.
This is the way I like to be. This is who I am. If you do not like it, there are 6 billion people on this planet. I'm sure you'll find someone who you like better than me. Okay? Disliking me is not a character trait, and disliking me doesn't suddenly make, like, it doesn't, like, you generally, like, personally disliking me doesn't turn me into something that I'm not. Like, good words. People like to say, oh, I'm just as bad as Lily because they don't personally like me, because I'm not nice, because I'm not soft-spoken, because I don't care about your feelings, and because I'm not here for a fucking popularity contest, okay? If I was doing things for clicks and views, 1, I'd be uploading or streaming more often, 2, I'd have less of my opinion in the video, and 3, I would do the thing that, like, Patchwork Heart does, or fucking Anthony does, or fucking Crimson Ender does, and I'd get all real soft-spoken and just raise my voice an octave so that I sound softer, so that people, like, really want to just empathize with me and see me as this little infantilized thing that they need to take under their wing and hold in their cupped hand, and, like, yeah, no, sorry, bitch, I don't do that, okay? Just because...
Just going over the person that epically mocked you, by the way.
people on the internet are just now processing my trauma because they've just learned about it in the last year or two doesn't mean I'm just now processing my trauma. So it's just it's not that I'm specifically a target. I'm an easy target because like, oh, you don't like the girl that is aggressive, confrontational, and not super nice on the internet. Okay, water is wet, the sky is blue. A lot of people don't like me. Get in line. There are better reasons to not like me. But hey, I think people just compare you to Lily because they know it's a low blow. Oh, I know. People compare me to Lily because like they want to wound me in some way because they don't like me. And honestly, that says more about the kind of failed abortion that you are as a person than it does me.
That's fine.
Because no, me being mean on the internet is in no way comparable to violating your sister in her sleep for years. It is in no way comparable to writing multiple works of child sexual exploitation material. It is in no way comparable to being a pedophile. You not liking me because I'm not bending over backwards to be agreeable and likable on the internet doesn't turn me into a pedophile.
Okay, to be clear though, right? They're not calling you like as bad as Lily just because you're mean on the internet. They're not doing that. It's because of you like having sexual conversations with a minor. And yeah, to be specific, yes, it's sex health related, but that is why they're having that comparison. I still think it's way too far-fetched on that end. Do I think that your actions were like morally egregious? Yes. But like I wouldn't give you any hard labels based on the context that I have. But still, that is why the people are making the comparison, not just because you're being a dick on the internet. Okay? Let's be fucking real. Alright? This is stupid. Also, what's up, Do? It's been a while. Back to watching WWE for me. You know, fuck you, Yen. Fuck you, Yen.
And the reason why I've not gone over most of any of this is because I don't really care, to be quite honest. Like, if people want to believe this shit about me, go right ahead. It is not changing my day. It is not changing my life. It doesn't change anything. And if that's what you want to do, if that's what you want to believe, more fucking power to you. Even with the grooming thing, to be quite honest. Like, if you want to believe that I groom children, okay, cool, keep your kids away from me. That's fine. I'm fine with that. I'm not advocating for people to send me their kids, okay? I'm not like Michael Jackson in Neverland, all right?
Oh my god, this is so dumb. I mean, if you want to believe that I happen to diddle some kids, I mean, I guess that's your own prerogative. Like, dude. Dude. Fuck me. I'll lose my mind at this live stream, and I have no one to talk to about it because none of my friends ever fell down the ACC rabbit hole. So I'm leaving this comment as a shriek into the aether. Cool stuff. Yeah, cool stuff. Dude, Courtney has been really fucking dumb, okay, when it came to, like, responding to this shit. Alright, the whole, like... I mean, I guess you could just believe I'm one. Some people are going to take that as an admission. Okay, it's dumb. Even, like, just going back to this PSA. This was really fucking dumb. Okay, PSA. If you are a minor and fully believe I'm a predator, don't interact with me. Driving kids to interact with predators, accused or proven, is literally the opposite of what I'm trying to do here. I don't care if you actually believe that I'm a groomer, but you shouldn't be putting yourself in contact with someone you believe fully is a groomer as a child. For the love of gods, protect yourself. You aren't the exception to the rule. You aren't going to own the predator. You're just endangering yourself. Stop. Like, dude. Dude, it's over. What the fucking hell? This is so dumb. Honestly, saying that you don't care that people are going to call you a groomer is just kind of dumb. It's just dumb. Alright? I just want to say it's really fucking dumb. Because dude, right? Two things. One, if you don't care that people are going to call you a groomer, right? You're just encouraging the possibility of people continuously calling you one. And two, the you don't care argument doesn't work considering this whole stream is a response and you cared enough to respond. And not to mention, right, you got mad that people thought that you were avoiding the criticism. Okay? You do care. So the whole I don't care attitude is just disingenuous. It's a lie. Alright? It's a fucking lie, mate. Alright? It's just so stupid.
So if you want to believe that I'm a child groomer, if you want to believe that I'm a pedophile, if you want to believe that I'm, I don't know, insert fucking complaint here, go ahead. It does not change my life whatsoever. The world will continue spinning. I will continue to not be a pedophile, and you can believe that I am one. Like, I don't give a shit, man. I really fucking don't. Dude. And a lot of people like to take that to mean, oh, you're avoiding criticism. You're avoiding accountability because you say you don't care. What am I supposed to do with that? Genuinely, what am I supposed to do with that? Like, you want me to address something that I don't care about. You want me to take accountability for something I'm not sorry for. What is that supposed to look like? Genuinely asking. hope you don't take this the wrong way, but you seem very much like my late sister, someone who survived but wasn't prepared to act nice. Keep doing you, just for God's sake, avoid age. Oh, yeah, fuck. Fuck, no, I don't skin pop. Don't do drugs, kids. Drugs are bad.
Yeah,
I'm
buddy.
also very sorry to hear that you lost your sister. The thing about me is, yeah, I'm abrasive. I'm confrontational. I'm crass. I'm rude, and I'm not here to essentially win any popularity contest.
But
I'm
I
not
don't-
here to be like a beauty.
I don't even know why you're bringing this up, because who cares about that? All right, who literally fucking cares? Okay, realistically, right? Like, we're not talking about that. We're not talking about you being a dick on the internet. We're not talking about you being a jerk. We're talking about your actions, not your behavior. So it's like, I don't understand this need to like be like, yeah, I'm kind of a jerk who just doesn't care. Okay, that's just me. Like, dude, fuck off.
Pageant queen and soft spoken and fucking like I'm just me, dude. I'm just a guy on the internet, okay? I'm just some fucking stranger talking to a bunch of other strangers who want to listen to me. And I don't anyway, I'm tangenting here and blah. Let's see if there's other questions. I don't think so. I think it's just bait at that point. If anything seem like good acquaintances. I gotta smoke this bowl and then get back onto the topic. Oh, I'm gonna have to edit this. God damn it.
Dude, I love the fact that they're smoking a bong while we're like responding to their allegations.
Maybe I'm just old, but abrasive people are more pleasant to be around because there's no pretense. I mean, yeah.
Just imagine this. It's like, guys, I kind of, I realized that I fucked up. Oh, fuck. Sorry, guys. I'm sorry. No. So about the grooming allegation. Oh God, sorry. Yeah, I can't. Sorry, that's fucked up. Okay. Yeah, I didn't do it good. Fuck. Oh, dude, this hits so good. What the fuck? Words. Fuck. Word, man. Fuck. Like, did. Fuck off, bro. Like, couldn't you have just waited after stream, bro? Like, come on, dude. I can't take you seriously when you're doing that. Like, what the fuck? Dude, now they're coughing. The bong was too strong.
Bullshit. Me neither.
Oh, they're doing something with the bush. They're smoking it.
And sorry, again, not even sorry, but again, stupid people do not like abrasive people. So they go away. Which is really funny, actually. Because if you were to run into me in the wild, depending on the situation, you wouldn't even realize it's me. Like, you should hear me talk to, sorry. You should hear me talk to, like, waitstaff. Like, at a food service place, like McDonald's, at Tim Hortons, anything. If I'm ordering food, my voice jumps an octave and I'm pleasant as fucking hell. Everyone thinks, a lot of people on the internet think because
Yeah.
they see me get irate in my streams.
This is a
like that all the
crap.
time, and
Me
it's
being
because-
crass is just for the internet, but in real life, I'm actually a sweet angel. Okay. Yeah.
Yelling at people. Dude, when I order a coffee, it's like, hi, can I get an extra large double-double with an espresso shot and a vanilla shot, please? Or if they're busy and they're like, oh, I'll be with you in a second. It's like, oh, take your time. I'm not in a rush. Like, literally, this is how I talk to, like, waitstaff because I don't want them to think that I'm abrasive because they have enough to deal with in their day. And, like, you wouldn't even realize that this is me if you were talking to me because most of you are used to hearing me like this.
Yeah.
Okay, when I work a job, I pretty much talk like this in front of people because this is the customer service voice. This is the one that kind of erases my personality disorder, and you don't realize that I'm actually a bitch underneath because I've got no reason for you to think that I'm a bitch, and I don't want you to have to deal with that. But the second I'm comfortable with somebody, my voice or my thing is low. It's still low. Hang on a second. Go up, bitch. Not you. I mean the mic. I'm raising the fucking max volume.
Gotta turn down the volume.
Like, yeah, I've got different voices, and by the time I like
You got
seriously sitting
alters?
here talking to you guys on stream
Okay.
or talking to a camera, it's like talking to myself. So yeah, this is my normal voice. I'm also more than likely autistic, and a lot of women who are autistic have a voice in a lower register. Voice changes masking. Yeah, it's just the customer service, because like they tell you when you start customer service training to like smile when you talk because that comes through in your voice, and it really does. Like if you smile, like the second I smile, like mostly because of like. Essentially, when you smile, you start talking more in your cheeks, which is higher up in your face, so it raises your register a bit. Whereas if you relax your face, it can like lower down into like the bottom of your mouth or even the back of your throat, and that's how you get your lower register. Like the position of your face changes your vocal cords, and it actually changes your pitch. So that's why they tell you in customer service to like smile when you're talking because it does come through in your voice.
This is awful.
So, like, yeah, like, when I'm out in public, when I'm just dealing with people who have given me zero reason to be a bitch to, I'm typically talking to you like this, and I'm pretty like, oh god, no, fuck, take your time, take all the time in the world, I am not in a rush, even
Dude,
if
I
I'm
don't
pissed off, in a
care.
rush, it's not.
I don't care that you like, pretend to be nice to like customer service workers, bro. Like, who cares? Who fucking cares? Like, why is this in response to like the action to be done on the internet? Like, what relevance does this serve? Just doesn't. Just doesn't.
Your fault, so, like, hell, don't mind me, I'm just here waiting. As much as people want to think that I'm just constantly in everybody's fucking face. Now, there are certain scenarios, there are certain places where, like, and it's funny too, because this has even happened to my boyfriend, where if I don't want to be bothered, I'm in my phone. I'm in my phone, usually, sometimes I have headphones, but I am in my phone, and you have to very specifically get my attention, and the second you get my attention, I'm gonna look up at you like this.
Dude. Look at that. Look at that. Oh, dude. Dude, I thought this was so dumb. Bro, look at this. Look at this. Dude. She thinks this is so tough. Look at this shit. Hold on. I need you guys to see it in real time. Look at this intimidating stare.
Very specifically get my attention. And the second
Look at this.
you get
Look at
my
this.
attention, I'm gonna look up at you like this.
Dude, look at that. I personally, I'm terrified. Oh my god. Dude, you don't want to fuck with this bitch. Oh my god. Dude, she's evil. Oh my god. Dude. Look at that. Dad. And then she looks out of it. Oh look, she's still being a bitch.
Like, just...
Yeah, dude, she thought that was so tough, dude. Fuck me.
What do you want? Why are you bothering me?
What do you
want,
want, bro?
I've been on the bus, and my boyfriend gets on the same bus, and I don't really like to get on the bus, because I'm not letting him get on the bus. I'm on my phone, and he comes up and says something to me, usually some cheesy fucking line, and I look up with the most disgusted look on my face, ready to fucking tear this person who just interrupted me to shreds, and I'm like, oh, it's my boyfriend!
I almost epically torn into my boyfriend. But hey, at least I was able to recognize him before I unleashed the alpha. Dude, things could have gotten ugly. Like, dead.
That makes people leave me alone and not interrupt me and not get into my personal space and literally regret it the second I look at them without having to open my mouth. So I don't even have to say mean things to people. I'm just like, all this is by design so that I don't have to open my mouth and go off and actually hurt somebody's feelings. I just give them a look that makes them reevaluate their life choices up until that point.
Reevaluate their life choices. Bro. Oh, yeah. I've made people consider, like, fucking with me before by simply talking to, like, fuck off.
Okay, now we round out this fucking thing with Super Kirby Lover. Now, I'm gonna start this off by saying nobody go find this girl and harass her, okay? This is not specific.
You got me.
I think I'm getting the pronouns right or wrong. That's a very specific statement. I think I'm getting them right or wrong.
Yeah?
Give me a second. Woosah.
This is why we don't respond to allegations while stoned as fuck, but that's just me, I guess.
I think there. I'm just going with they because I can't remember and I don't want to get it wrong specifically. So I'm sorry if this isn't anybody's pronouns. I'm just going neutral here. So again, nobody go send hate to
Dude, don't call me out like that. Fuck.
To this person. It's not specifically their fault that this turned into what it did, and they're allowed to have their feelings about an interaction they had with me. Okay, I'm not here to. I'm not coming at this to attack this person or how they feel about their interaction with me, or any of that. All right, just prefaces here because this one I mean. A bunch of people think this is going to be an apology. KP, I'm not sure if any of you remember, but KP made a video about Saberspark.
Yeah?
Yeah, when I don't know, I default to they for the most part because I don't have the memory for pronouns. I forget names and pronouns super fucking easily, so I
don't have the memory for pronouns, but have the memory for sexual talks with minors. Dude, I don't know. It's just like, it's evil. It's evil.
will default to neutrals so that I'm not going too hard in one direction or the other. Anyway. So, I don't know, I'm not sure if you guys remember, but yeah, KP made a video about Saberspark, and when that video came out, she put it out as a live premiere. Now, the video being a live premiere was my suggestion. We were talking about it before she was about to just drop it as a video, and she asked me specifically in a voice chat, do you think I should live premiere it, or should I just drop it as a video? And I said, I think you should live premiere it because it gives the live chat. It gives the chat for people to talk about it as it's happening. Do you remember Faces easier? Faces and Voices, I do. Voices I remember really fucking easily. And Faces, it's potential autism. Anyway. So, Yeah, so I suggested to make it a live premiere and kind of pushed for it to be a live premiere because the live premiere that Lazy Bedhead had for her Black Griffin video and the live premiere I had for my Black Griffin video were great conversation starters. Like it created a good opportunity for people to talk about what they were watching as they were watching it instead of just in the comments where people could go to later. And it fostered good conversation. So I was like, I really think you should put this out as a live premiere to offer the same sort of like space, right? So the only reason the video was a live premiere at all was my suggestion. So video drops as a live premiere. I was supposed to be there on time for it. I was late to it. I had things to do.
Yeah.
But I jumped into the video, the live premiere, about an hour into the video, and almost immediately when I showed up in chat, Sai also showed up in chat and a few of her little psychos, and started popping off about me and KP the way she had been for a good little while on Twitter. So my first forte into this chat was dealing with Sai, and Sai and I going back and forth, and that's where a lot of the energy came from. Again, I'm not making excuses here, but this is just literally what happened. So in the midst of that, somebody by the name of Super Kirby Lover. Again, this isn't their fault. They are just central to the complaint about me. That's the only reason I'm using their name. Okay. Super Kirby Lover comes in and starts, like a few other people, starts complaining about the fact that the video is a live stream. Or not a live stream, but that the video is a live premiere. And like there was a few other people complaining about this too. And I was in the chat pointing out that the only difference between a video being a live premiere or just uploaded is the live chat. That's it. Okay, you get boosted in the algorithm a bit too, which is, kind of what you want when we're talking about grooming and accusations are important. Besides, everybody wants their video boosted in the algorithm. That's just how the fucking YouTube works. The only thing that changes is a live chat and you get boosted in the algorithm. So people were in the live.
I can get like the boost in the algorithm argument. The only thing with the premiere, right, is like, I would say if you're trying to drop allegations on someone, people would like want that right now and quick access to it rather than just like having to wait like, the 2 to 3 hours for it to drop just for it to like be taken down anyways. But I don't know. I don't really care about it too much. I could let people like interact in the audience talking about it live time. It's just sometimes people only care about like certain things and like want to get to like certain timestamps of the video. So like the live premiere just kind of fucks that and just like makes everyone have to like wait like a couple hours anyways. But it's like, yeah, I'm not gonna like harp over it. It is what it is.
Live chat complaining that the video was a live premiere, I guess not realizing that the only thing it gave them was the live chat that they were now using to complain that it was even there to begin with, which I called hypocritical. And it wasn't specifically at this point talking to Super Kirby Lover. There were like 3 other people who were complaining about the same thing. Super Kirby Lover comes in and says the same thing, and around the same time I say, using the live chat to complain that there is a live chat is just hypocritical. Now, something that ended up being pointed out, and people like to stick on, is that Super Kirby Lover is allegedly a CSA survivor. And now I say that Super Kirby Lover is allegedly a CSA survivor because that's how Super Kirby Lover refers to my CSA survivor status, is that I was allegedly assaulted by my sister. So, we're going to go on even playing fields here. Super Kirby Lover is allegedly a CSA survivor. And everybody jumped on me for being rude to an alleged CSA survivor. Now, as an alleged CSA survivor myself, equations, they cancel each other out. They're no longer part of the conversation because we're both allegedly CSA survivors. And something I had said in this live chat was starting off your complaint with as a CSA survivor is inherently manipulative. Now, anybody in this in this live chat complaining about this situation, about how I handled it afterwards, if any of them had a brain, and they really should have, because someone even turned the whole live chat into an Excel sheet, an Excel spreadsheet, and like highlighted all of my names, like my name and comments through the whole thing. Anyone with a brain would have like who actually had a complaint or a criticism that was valid against me would have pointed out that Super Kirby Lover did not start her complaints with as a CSA survivor. That comment came up much later in context where it actually was relevant. Where somebody went like, who were you to even complain? She goes, well, I'm a CSA survivor myself. So if anybody had a fucking brain, they would have pointed out that me saying
I just
starting
think
your
this is a
complaint
dumb
off
argument.
with as a CSA survivor is manipulative would not apply to Super Kirby Lover because she did not start her complaint off with that. It came up when it was relevant, and that makes it not manipulative in my opinion because she didn't start it off with as a CSA survivor. So there's also a narrative and a complaint that I called her manipulative. But I didn't, and anybody with a brain would have pointed out that what I said wouldn't have even applied to her because she did not say that in the beginning of her complaint. The very first thing out of her mouth was that she thought it shouldn't have been a live stream, or a live premiere. And again, and I addressed like 3 or 4 other comments in one
care
thing.
about this part
using
too
a live
much.
chat to complain there's a live chat is hypocritical as fuck. Like, Jesus Christ, get over yourself. Like,
Yeah, this is
okay, that's
stupid.
hypocritical. And again, it would have combated that with, well, she didn't start her complaint off with that. Because I'm pretty sure it's she, and if I'm wrong, I do apologize. But they didn't. They just simply didn't. That didn't come up until much later when it was actually relevant, and therefore wasn't manipulative at all. So no, Super Kirby Lover is not manipulative. They weren't being manipulative with that statement. Me saying what I said did not apply to them. I was wrong in that situation.
Yeah, I mean, essentially, right, like, apologize to the CSA survivor, like, you know, mocking them or whatnot. Let's see. Let me skip a little bit ahead.
It's like, I am speaking to more than one person right now. I am dealing with more than one thing in this chat at a time, and I haven't even been here for the first hour of this video. Okay, not everything's about you. Get over yourself. Sorry, if you think that's mean, maybe you need to get over yourself as well. And as much as some people want me to apologize for how I spoke to Super Kirby Lover, I'm not going to, because I stand by what I said. Entering
Yeah, they
the
just
live
said that they
chat
wouldn't do
to
it again.
complain that it is there is hypocritical and stupid.
I think that's just
And
dumb.
that is what
This is
Super
a dumb
Kirby Lover
argument.
did, along with multiple other people.
They loop
Again,
for like a
this
few
is not to
minutes.
harass
It's really
Super Kirby
dumb.
Lover. This turning into what it was not their fault. It's other people's fault. It's everybody else who blew this up into what it wasn't. But I still stand by what I said. I'm not sorry for saying it. If I had to go back, I'd say it all again, except for the starting your complaint off with as a CSA victim is inherently
Yeah,
manipulative, because
that's what
that
I'm
simply
talking
did not
about.
apply to Super Kirby Lover. So I'm not going to apologize for something I'm not sorry for. You don't have to like that I acted the way I did. You don't have to like what I said, and you don't have to like my opinion. But me not being sorry isn't avoiding your criticism. It's saying I don't agree with you, so I'm not giving you what you want. Okay? I'm not sitting here going, that didn't happen. I'm sitting here saying, yes, I did it, and I do it again. You don't have to like me for it. But stop calling it what it isn't, simply because you can't accept the fact that, oh my god, she doesn't care about my opinion. Because surprisingly, I don't do this for views.
Come on.
If I did, I'd be acting a lot fucking different.
It's gotta be a little bit about the views, dude. Like, I mean, you wouldn't, like, make content, like, if... Okay, so this is why it's always stupid, like, with the content creator arguments. Like, obviously, you're doing it either for views or money, right? Because, like, if you wanted to do these things, right? If you weren't doing it for money, right, you'd demonetize your channel. Okay, if you weren't doing it for views, and you just like the like idea of like making these videos, you just all upload it to a Google Drive. Obviously, you like the fact that you're doing it, like you're getting this as a result. I think it's always a dumb moral grandstanding position to be like, I'm not doing this for views, I'm not doing this for money, I'm not doing this for attention. You're 100% doing it for attention. That's why you're even on the platform in the first place. And I don't even know why people are not really as honest with that. It's just really dumb. Fuck me.
If I was doing this for views, I'm doing a very bad job, okay?
You're not good at
I
it.
don't need people to empathize with me. I don't need people
Still.
to sympathize with me. I don't need people to give me grace because I'm a CSA survivor, okay? No. If you don't like me, don't like me. I'll live. You'll live. The world will keep spinning. Cycles of abuse will keep going. And we can all live our lives in peace. Now everybody can shut up with the fuck.
Courtney's refusing to address criticism, and she just doesn't like it when people criticize her, and she's mean and aggressive to anybody who's critical towards her.
Not giving a shit is not mean and aggressive. Fuck off. I don't owe you politeness just because you exist when you're gonna waste my time. And scene. Yeah, Mark 8 Treebark, people are so stupid. Why do people treat CSA/SA survivors like fucking pieces of glass? Like they can't protect themselves, for fuck's sakes. Because like, there's a lot of people just view. Oh fuck, you can just see my gross ass trash bag the whole time. Damn it, you can see my garbage. Anyway, people like when people learn about somebody's abuse or the shit that they went through, or like their sexual assault or their childhood sexual assault, they start to view that person as who they were in the moment that they got assaulted. Right? So like people see me as the like 4 to 14-year-old who physically could not, like 4 to 13-year-old who physically could not protect herself, who physically could not do anything.
Like it's a fucking bug on their wall. No, but like what I'll just say to this, right? Like I think maybe some people do that, but like personally for me, it's like if I find out someone's like a victim of something, I'm not gonna go out of my way to like, you know, be a dick and like mock that. I'm gonna be a little bit more careful with like some of my jokes around that person, because it's like, yeah, sure, they're probably not in as much pain as like when it happened, but that could probably like reopen wounds, which is why I don't do that necessarily. So it's like, it's why I wouldn't like take a blow and just like mock like the experience that happened to them, because obviously it does affect them still, right? The whole reason why this stream is even happening is because they were compared to their abuser, right? That is the whole reason why this happened, pretty much. Like it's also like they were complaining about like, you know, some of the allegations, like, you know, like some of the slander in their opinion, right? Obviously that, but like they preface this because like we're starting with that there's fuck words, that they are pretty upset about being compared to Lily Orchard because they're not the same, right? It obviously does still have its wounds. It obviously still does affect them, right? So it's like, that's why people are going to handle someone like that normally with like baby gloves or like a little bit like kinder, just because it's just a dick thing to do the opposite. And I'm not saying like alleviating from accountability. I'm just talking about you might like not make certain jokes, or you might like not mock certain things, and that you might say in general versus like, you know, like to this person, I guess, right? Fuck, dude, my words are just getting fucked. Point is, right, essentially, if they're a rape victim, right, you're not going to mock their rape normally. If you are a person that, you know, I would say is not a dick, right? If you're not a dick, you're not going to mock their rape, right? That's essentially where it just boils down to.
About her fucking abusers, not even 4, it was like 3. So like, and that happens. Go away, fly. So that happens to a lot of people. Like they view that the victim as who they were in the moment that they got victimized, and they never get to grow out of that. You never get to not be the person as they were victimized. So yeah, as a 3-year-old and a 13-year-old who was asleep, no, I couldn't do anything to protect myself. I could not physically fight off my abuser. I wasn't even conscious to do it. Like, I could do nothing. I could say nothing. Nothing I said was listened to. And a lot of people view me as that person still. So when I don't act accordingly, they're like, well, how is it that this aggressive, abrasive, confrontational girl got abused? This doesn't work in my head, so I'm going to attack the thing that doesn't make sense to me. And it's just so stupid. It's so dumb. Because apparently, you just, like, only some people can be victimized, and if you're a strong enough of a personality at one point in your life, then you just never could have been victimized in your life. Or, if you've been victimized, then you cannot have a strong personality. You're not allowed. So stupid.
I've never really seen anyone claim
One of my
that,
favorite
but like
restaurants
whatever.
to go to, my kitchen. Food's too expensive, man. I can't afford eating out. There's a joke in there, anyway.
Yeah. Is there anything else that you mentioned?
Be fucking done. I've been living with it for years. She's still insisting you raped her so badly she lost her mind. Because they're a toddler, right? Like, what kind of, like, how fucked up in the head are you? Like, people want me to feel shame that other people made decisions, and those decisions affected me, as if I made those decisions. Like, you understand the whole, like, rape meaning there was a lack of consent, which means I didn't pick it, right?
Yeah, let's see it.
Okay, good. You can turn this into a video and just never talk about it again.
People will still bring it up, regardless.
Those people are fantasizing. I mean, yeah. Well, see, the hurt people is just another way of talking about the cycle of abuse. And, like, the cycle of abuse is very real. Like, when people don't deal with their issues and their trauma,
Okay,
they don't find healthy...
They're just rambling about, like, other stuff.
You've got bread, tomato sauce, and cheese. It's cheese pizza.
Yeah.
He's home early. I gotta cut this off and go, guys. It was great talking with you. I'm glad we got everything done. And,
I mean, there's some things that they didn't respond to, but, like, at the end of the day, they responded to, like, some things that were definitely interesting to, like, address. So, okay. That pretty much... That should clear up what I was, like, talking about. Yeah, what I had planned, at least. So, let's see who else I should, see if there's anyone else I could raid right now. Oplock or Dickers? Let's do Oplock. Let's do Oplock. Okay. 8 p.m. Yeah, okay. Okay. Well, it's been fun streaming. I'm probably going to stream a bit more this week because I still got like that Emmy response to go over. I still got some other topics to go dive into. I got that Rin video that was made on like the SCC to look into. I got still some Chuli things to look into, right? Realistically, yeah. Courtney Peet though, just to like give like, you know, some wrap up, some final words. I think groomer would be like too hard of a label to give to her, but I do think like her actions do obviously raise concern. Obviously it was morally egregious. It was dumb, it was stupid, reckless, and idiotic and moronic. And honestly, I think the phrase a danger to minors is like fair to give, because it would open up the like having like sexual conversations with the minors like that, you know, teaching them sex ed, health related stuff, right, is obviously going to open the minor up to thinking that those conversations are normal to have with an adult. And any other adult that tries to have like conversations like about just sexual stuff in general, they might think it's normal, considering they were like, hey, this 30-year-old taught me sexual health related questions, so I think it's going to be okay if I have this type of similar conversations with adults. So giving them the groomer label themselves, maybe not, but giving them like the label of being a danger to minors, I think that's fair. Because it does go down that rabbit hole of, well, it could open up, it could make children more open and susceptible to being groomed by people with malicious intent. The reason why I'm hesitant though with like Courtney, like I said, can't prove that they're attracted to kids, can't prove that they wanted to corrupt children, like, or had any bad intentions or ill will or anything like that, that they were trying to prep them for sex, anything like that. So it's like, that's why I can't give them the label, but their actions are 100% like worthy of criticism. So yeah, I think that kind of wraps up Courtney a little bit, because like I said, I doubt that they're gonna come up again. Dead. Yes, Lio, I did. Fuck off, dude. But yeah, anyways. Yeah, that should end off the stream. It's been fun. And you guys have a great night. I'll catch you again, like, pretty soon.